I think we shamed him.
Of course.
No, you're totally right, because when I go to bed at night, I think, boy, I hope Troy and Travis are impressed with me. That's what I think. Well, that's how I make a lot of decisions. I go like this. Man, before I make this decision, will Troy and Travis think that I'm cool for it?
But
that's what I think.
You also tend to, whatever we say, you tend to do the opposite of.
Out of spite.
Out of spite.
Okay,
yeah,
I am.
Yeah.
Well, okay, listen. While I'm not an approval seeker whatsoever, right. I am a spiteful bitch.
You love spite.
I am a spiteful bitch.
Yeah. So the idea of you going like, oh, you know what? Those guys said that. I'm not doing it.
I can at least. It's not true.
Right.
But I can accept the logic entirely. I would do that out of spite, 100%. But now, I think nobody cares about having a Wikipedia page or an IMDb page or whatever anymore. But I thought the new thing would be like, oh, AI learns from stuff that's out there, stuff that's on the internet. Like it keeps learning. So the more it knows about you and the more accurate it is, theoretically, the more famous you are. So I kind of figured that would be like the new Wikipedia page. I guess you could feed AI if you really tried to, if you really wanted AI to know who you are, which feels short-sighted. But we looked up hot dog this morning on AI.
Well, I got it. I got a message this morning.
Yeah.
On Instagram by Matt the Ginger Beer.
Shout out to Matt, by the way.
Right. And he had sent me this, and it looked like a screenshot. And I was like, wow, that's funny. It says on AI Overview. You want me to read what he sent me?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is just a screenshot.
Because, by the way, it's possible. It's not like AI Overview is written once and then published.
Right.
It's generated. So it is possible that at some point this could have been true.
And I think what Travis looked up is different than what I see here. So
it is, meaning that it is actively generating, not like Google has their AI paragraph and they're just pumping it in.
Correct. Is it the same search term?
I put
real quick.
Okay.
Who did this search?
Mike.
It's totally wrong. There's supposed to be an apostrophe after the S.
No, that's right. It's fine. That's exactly what I did.
Okay, yes, this is still different. Okay, so his overview search for a hot dog, it said hot dog, in quotes, is a nickname used for Sam Roberts' son.
Which I love.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, when you showed me that screenshot, the only thing I was going to point out was inaccurate was they said Sam Roberts apostrophe and then another S.
Right.
And I was going to say that's what AI messed up. Not that he was my son, but that there's an extra S in Roberts.
Right.
You don't need that extra S.
Right.
But instead, so we looked it up to fact check.
Right.
We wanted to fact check to see if that came up for our AI. And Travis, do you still have what you got when you looked it up on your AI?
Okay. I searched hot dog Sam Roberts show, no apostrophe.
Smart.
Smart.
Well, not smart. I just say smart a lot.
Hot dog.
I mean, it's not the name of the show, but
Hot Dog is a recurring character and part of the on-air team on the Jim Norton and Sam Roberts Sirius XM show. Hot Dog is known for his humorous antics, often causing technical difficulties or disrupting the show.
Okay.
He's also been known to take vacations and is not a formal employee of the show.
I mean, if that is not scary accurate.
I have no notes.
If at any point you were like, you know what, and this was me, by the way, for a long time, I'm not really worried about an AI overlord attack because AI is just not there yet. But when I read that, I said, the fact that AI has that level of information on Hot Dog, of all people, is scary to me. It's terrifying because it is so accurate. Like, if they asked me to write a bio for Hot Dog for the website, I don't think I could write a bio that was that accurate. They even knew about the vacations. He vacations a lot.
A lot. He loves vacation.
A lot. He loves it. Yeah. He's got a couple more planned this year.
I know.
Now I just put the apostrophe in.
Okay.
And it's completely different from that.
Oh, my gosh.
Do you want to hear what it says?
I want to hear yours, yeah.
Hot Dog is a persona and regular guest. A persona.
So are they saying that, like, the whole Hot Dog character is an act put on by Cheyenne?
Hot Dog is a persona and regular guest on Sam Roberts' Not Sam's Annoying Eater segment, where he often participates in food challenges and discusses his relationship with Sam.
Okay. So
It's not done, by the way.
oh,
Continue.
From there,
Yeah.
I am now very much relieved because that's not true at all.
Right. He wasn't even on it.
He was never. I mean, Annoying Eater was a pandemic program,
Right.
and it was a one-man show. I mean, he had nothing to do with it.
Right.
He was totally. I mean, he wasn't even part of the backstage crew. That was all me.
This is literally the best.
I mean, my mom was on one episode, but that's it.
Yeah.
Hot Dog's name is actually Tormenta. He's
That's
also
from back when we used to yell at him about how stupid his social media tags were. It's like I'm over here like all I'm trying to do is brand everybody, and he's like, I'd rather go by Tormenta.
Tormenta 63.
Nobody knows what that is.
Hot Dog's name is actually Tormenta.
Oh,
He's also a frequent face on the Jim and Sam Morning Show, as seen on Instagram. Additionally,
as seen on Instagram.
That's right.
Meaning that's where you can see that he's a frequent face, or that's where you can see the morning show.
I don't know.
Instagram's own.
Hot Dog has been featured on Sam Roberts' other YouTube content, including videos where he discusses his summer look and experiences technical difficulties on a live show.
Okay, so there is one, even the inaccurate, even the shitty version. Which, by the way, that's my thing about AI. The fact that we can get a scary accurate version and then also a completely inaccurate version, which within 30 seconds of each other, is quintessentially the problem with artificial intelligence. But even in the bad one, like if some kid wrote a report on Hot Dog about the first description, he'd get an A. If some kid wrote a report on Hot Dog about that description, he would get a D. And the only reason he wouldn't get an F was because the one thing that is true that both reports would have in common is that Hot Dog is known for technical difficulties.
So I asked it, who is Hot Dog on Sam Roberts' show?
Okay.
Hot Dog.
You asked ChatGPT?
Google.
Okay.
Okay.
Hot Dog on Sam Roberts' show is actually a nickname for an individual named at Tormenta263 and in parentheses, or Tormenta.
Tormenta, as he's known amongst.
That's his name.
Wow.
Who is not affiliated with Sam Roberts or Jim and Sam. They appear on the show.
I like that. That's good.
But
That's
are
right.
not formal employee or part of the official staff. The nickname Hot Dog is seemingly used as a playful or informal identifier.
And that is true. And I also like that all these AI descriptions, like I'm glad too that we've gotten the word out like, no, he doesn't work here. No. He's not an official staffer. Like the things he says and does, they don't represent us. He doesn't.
They haven't mentioned his small business or his film franchise.
I will say, if I were Mike, I'd be upset because Mike, I feel like, has spent so much time trying to brand Hot Dog in one particular corner, and it has not been picked up by AI.
Why isn't Google's AI machine picking up the fact that he's the proprietor of Cheyenne Marte's Cuckolds Only Beach Club?
I know. I'd be pretty pissed if I were you. You put a lot of work into that.
Troy, if you just keep Mike, sorry, so if you just keep re-entering that search, it'll change
Every time?
every time.
That's a long explanation here on this one.
This one says, Hot Dog, in quotes, is a recurring character on Sam Roberts' show, appearing on platforms like Instagram and YouTube. Jim McClure would be furious.
Oh, yeah.
Furious. What do you mean?
Don't mention the competition.
What do you mean, Instagram and YouTube? What do you remember? The character is known for his antics and interactions with Sam Roberts and other guests on the show. By the way, I love the way we've portrayed Hot Dog on the show. Like, AI doesn't even pick him up as a legitimate human being.
Right.
Like, this is a total creative entity. This is a fabrication.
Fictional character.
Yeah, it might as well be Fred Flintstone, this Hot Dog. For example, there's an Instagram post highlighting Hot Dog's presence in the studio with Sam Roberts, Soraya, and Zia. Another post shows Hot Dog taking a vacation despite not working for the show. There is some post where we said he doesn't work for the show that AI is just glommed onto, that's the post. There are also short videos on YouTube featuring Hot Dog and Sam Roberts, such as one where Hot Dog discusses his new summer look. I wish they had spelled it Lewk.
So the taking vacations is also very constant
In all the,
every time I refresh it.
I mean, I wonder where that. You wonder because when you start refreshing, you go, okay, there are little things that whatever Google's AI system, like it's like, okay, we found this thing. Like they keep going, but clearly there is some video or post that says Hot Dog is on vacation, but he doesn't work here or something like that.
Right.
Because they keep saying he takes a lot of vacations and doesn't work for the show, which, I mean, they really have filtered through a lot of the nonsense to get to the stuff that counts.
Yeah, the meat and potatoes.
The meat and potatoes of it is he doesn't actually work here.
And he loves vacations.
Loves vacations, and also vacation from what? That's why every time he's like, oh yeah, I'm going on another vacation. I go, from what? From what?
Oh, this is bad.
Go ahead.
Oh, no.
Hot Dog is a nickname often associated with Sam Roberts,
I mean,
particularly in the context of his show, Sam Roberts Now.
okay.
Hot Dog is known for being a recurring presence on the show and often participates in segments or discussions, sometimes causing technical difficulties or being the subject of jokes.
So based on AI, and I know this is a psychotic controlling thing to say, but based on AI, if the next time Hot Dog screwed up, I started yelling at him and said, don't you understand I gave you your life? I mean, couldn't I, like, it's there.
And if he's like, no, you didn't, it's like, okay, let me go to Google.
Right. What's taking over the planet?
Yeah.
Quickly. AI?
Yeah.
Would you say that?
Oh, yeah.
What does AI think? I gave you your life or didn't give you your life? Because AI thinks I gave you your life.
AI is scary.
Can you find out what they think of Troy Kwan from Sam Roberts' show?
Sure. One word or two?
Just do Troy. Who is Troy
Troy.
from Sam Roberts' show?
Okay.
Because I don't want them to...
Who is Troy?
Because Troy has a life outside of this show that we
That's
don't
true.
like to acknowledge.
No. Very successful.
His
I'm putting the apostrophe.
because we like to portray him as a bumbling fool, and when he shows up with double platinum records, it hurts the branding.
Okay, this is good.
Okay.
Troy from the Sam Roberts Show is actually Troy Kwan,
Wow.
a comedian and musician
Hey.
known for his work on the Jim Norton and Sam Roberts Show. He is also half of the music project Black Caviar.
They know.
Troy is often featured on the show, particularly in segments like Name That Tune,
What?
playing difficult musical sounds for the hosts to guess.
That's not true at all.
He's also known for his collaborations with Jim Norton and Sam Roberts,
What?
as seen in segments like their appearance with Mac Sabbath. A YouTube video shows Troy Kwan
That was
presenting a
not-
segment on the show.
That was Sam Roberts' show.
Oh, yeah. Old Sam Roberts show.
Old school nighttime Sam Roberts show, where we found out there was a cover band that dressed up in giant McDonald's outfits and did Black Sabbath covers, except they weren't full covers. They were parodies, food-based parodies. And
Still
so,
around.
huh?
They're still
oh, yeah,
around.
yeah, they're still doing great. But we had them up. We rented out the Fishbowl at like 10 o'clock at night because it was my birthday, and had Black Sabbath perform, and then brought in DJ Who Kid and DJ Envy to give their take on Mac Sabbath.
Oh, this one's better. Okay, see, AI learns very quick.
And by the way, that
Very
name,
fast.
that tune, that's on my Twitter. Like when we did that. Remember when we did construction sounds? Remember when they were making the sounds?
No.
Okay.
Troy from Sam Roberts' Show is Troy Kwan. He is a radio personality and comedian who is known for his work on
You
the Jim
got to
and
get
Sam
into
Show.
stand-up, dude.
Yeah.
They already think that that's
Remember,
what
I
you're
did
doing.
stand up. It was terrible.
Troy's role on Jim and Sam is not... Yeah, one person did really well.
Oh, yeah.
Troy's role on the Jim and Sam Show is not clearly defined, but he is a regular contributor to the show. You all right over there?
Now, that's great.
Yeah, that's funny.
Because I've had that conversation with many people here.
what would you say?
I understand you need him. You keep telling us you need him. What does he do?
What exactly does that guy do?
Stop. He needs to be here. I need him here.
He has been described as a favorite personality by fans.
People love him, and that's what I say too. The people love him. I need him here. Yeah, but what does he do?
What does he do?
Whatever. That's not your problem. I'm telling you, he needs to be here, and the fans, they love him. Ask AI.
Google's got it. Don't worry.
What do they think about Travis?
All right, probably good things.
Oh boy.
Hang on. Let's see. Who is... Let me just...
Are you, Troy? You're checking just to make sure that all.
I wouldn't lie.
Yeah, but you'd refresh a whole bunch of times.
Oh, yeah, to
until
get
then.
something juicy.
Travis Teft is the executive producer for Sam Roberts' Show on Sirius XM.
Oh, he plugged. By the way, he got that promotion recently. He plugged that shit into the internet quick to make sure AI. He's basically writing his own Wikipedia.
Yeah, I mean, this is great. Look at the AI overview.
Oh yeah.
He's also known for his work on Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories.
What?
True. Grand Theft Auto 4. True.
Wow.
And producing the Opie and Anthony Show.
You're known for that.
Yeah.
Travis Teft
Yeah.
from Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories.
I prefer Grand Theft Auto 4 because I actually ran Ammunition.
Oh, that's right.
And that's...
Because you knew how to go in and, like, shoot you in the face.
I had lines.
Right.
Riley's friends think I'm awesome.
They do?
Yeah.
That's sick. That's sick. That's because they still have to play Grand Theft Auto 4, because no Grand Theft Autos have come out in their lifetime.
See, look, I'm crushing it.
Yeah, this was similar. It says Travis from Sam Roberts Show is Travis Teft according to Instagram and IDB. You have an IDB? IMDb?
I don't know.
He is the executive.
Yeah, probably for the GTA stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
You didn't create that yourself?
No.
Okay.
He is the executive producer for Sirius XM show. There we go. Finally, Sirius XM.
Finally, McClure's. He's sweating. He was looking like Jordan Peele in that meme.
Also known as Sam Roberts Show, Teft also has a background in acting and voice acting, and previously produced the Opie and Anthony Show. Sam Roberts airs Sirius XM channel 103.
Damn.
McClure helped with that. Also, I love that, like...
Maybe he's feeding AI quick.
right now. Right now. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good.
Or who they're going to do next.
Do they have Mike Montone on there?
Let me see. Am I doing who is Mike Montone or who is Mike from Sam Roberts Show?
Well,
Who's Mike? Okay.
Mike... Okay.
The Mike mentioned in connection with Sam Roberts' show is likely Mike Montone, a regular contributor to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts' show on Sirius XM. Instagram posts about the show frequently feature Mike Montone, often referred to by his Instagram handle, Gary Moyler.
Shout out. That's it?
Yeah.
Shout
So
out.
you know what I've learned from all of this?
Wait.
I have a good one.
Oh, okay.
This says... This says... Mike Montone's the producer of the show.
This one's way better.
He also uses the Instagram name Gary Moyler. Montone has participated in humorous segments such as impersonating Sam Roberts' Uncle Dave.
I feel like Mike purposely plugged this in.
Yeah. He was like, finally, I'm getting some credit for my
So
work.
this sounds right.
This really does make him feel better after the hot dog debacle. Maybe your work is for something after all.
It is. It's good to have Gary Moyler recognized as well.
That's true. And asking people about their rye preferences.
I'm not sure what that was in
I don't
reference
either.
to.
The show has recognized him for his service as a veteran. Yeah, that's right. We do. And then they start talking about a different Mike Mansouri, who's appeared on Sam Roberts' wrestling podcast, and Mike White, who is listed as part of the show's cast. Okay,
Because we just don't stop talking about him?
they're just like fritzing out now on AI. This is ridiculous. This is when what's his name, Joey Pants, unplugged from the Matrix like that. Yeah.
Here, let me. I'll tell you what mine says.
Okay.
On the Sam Roberts Show, which is obviously wrong, but
This AI needs to...
It's still learning.
it's still learning.
This is why...
Generative.
But by the way, this is why what's his name on ChatGPT is the king of AI. Because on ChatGPT, they would never say the Sam Roberts Show. Google AI, not as good.
Well,
Troy can plug it into ChatGPT.
no, I just trust me.
He's got a lifetime account.
oh yeah,
You got Lifetime?
of course.
Smart. It's a better deal.
On the Sam Roberts Show, there are multiple individuals named Mike. One prominent Mike is Mike White, the creator and star of the show White Lotus, who recently
Now
announced
stop talking about Mike White, dude.
Do I do that a lot? Also known as Mr. Schneebly.
who recently announced his participation in Survivor Season 50.
Okay, now this is just about Mike White.
Yeah.
Another Mike is Mike Montone.
Okay.
Okay.
Who is a frequent guest and performer on the show.
True.
There was also Mike Bichetti,
Wow.
who was recently celebrated his birthday on the show.
That's a bummer, though, for Mike Montone to know that more often than not, AI goes, well, you're probably talking about Mike White. I think they like Mike White more
But that's
than
fair.
they
I mean,
like
Mike White is
Montone.
very famous. Mike Bichetti is not. And Mike Montone is right
He's
in the
the
middle.
sandwich. He's the meat.
Yeah.
He's
The
the
Mike
meat.
sandwich.
That's right.
The meat in the Mike sandwich.
Find myself in good company.
Hard Rock Johnny just sent in the Grok for
okay.
Travis, which says Travis Teft is the executive producer and on-air personality of Sam Roberts' show, previously Jim Norton and Sam Roberts' show, and it's got the apostrophe and everything. I think Elon's AI already is making me happy. On Sirius XM's Faction Talk Channel 103, Elon, this AI. He's been with the show since its start in 2016, having previously worked as a producer for the Opie and Anthony show from 2005 to 2014. Oh, this is where it gets good.
This is so long.
Known as Tef Dog or Trav Dog to fans, he contributes dry, often sarcastic humor and frequently chimes in with pop culture references, especially Simpsons and Seinfeld, which he shares with host Sam Roberts. His roles include production duties and occasional on-air banter, often riffing with Sam, Troy Kwan, and Mike Montone, which some listeners find hilarious, while others see it, this is great, while others see it as intrusive, as noted in Reddit discussions from 2022 and 2024.
Okay.
And then it goes over your background, and then at the end, it said, fans on Reddit have praised his reliability and chemistry with the team, with some calling him a vital part of the show's dynamic, though others criticize his frequent interruptions and perceived know-it-all attitude. I'm going to tell you something.
Grok is on the money.
Wow. And I don't know if it's because Elon's not doing his Trump stuff anymore. He's just focusing on his work. But Grok is over the top great. This Grok AI is the best. That was Twitter's AI.
That was so accurate.
Man, I mean,
Well, now I want to know what Grok thinks about hot dogs.
that was better than going to a therapist.
That was,
office
I
for
mean,
you.
that spot on.
A hard dose of reality.
I mean, I don't know if I have a perceived know-it-all attitude.
But I think most AI, I don't think Google AI is going into Reddit. And unfortunately for a lot of us,
I think Hard Rock Johnny just texted my wife.
maybe. She was like, I got something for you. I got a write-up. Yeah, the idea of AI going into Google, Reddit, subreddits for any of these shows, not good for any of us. No. Bad news. Bad news. Wow. All right, there you have it. I mean,
Wow.
if you're going to use AI, so far Grok
Superior.
is actually great.
Maybe that's why people pay $60 a month for it.
Oh, you got to pay? That sucks.
Well, I think it's part of
Twitter Premium.
They get you by the balls, don't
You get
they?
a check. You get a verified check and Gronk.
I think you can not Gronk.
Oh,
Are you going to sign up now?
I kind of do want the Gronk AI.
Oh, no, I guess you get it for free.
Where? I don't even know where to go for it.
This little button right here.
But you can also, you
I'm on the desktop.
can ask at Grok. Like you can reply to a
I
tweet.
love that. I love seeing like viral
Yeah.
tweets and then people be like, Grok, explain this.
Explain this, Grok. I don't understand.
Wow.
Yeah, you can just shout out at Grok. I shout out at Gronk and just hopefully the guy from the Patriots just explains to me what's going on. So far he's been very quiet, but yeah, I mean, I guess Elon's got time on his hands because he is coming across kind of like he's got a little ex-girlfriend energy. You know what I mean? He's kind of got like energy, and this is not in support or not in support of any big beautiful bill. I don't care about a big beautiful bill, but I like human dynamics. I'm a sociologist by trade, and I like human dynamics and looking at the fact that like it does appear that Elon and Trump didn't go out on as good terms as you would have thought, because Elon went in yesterday on Trump's big beautiful bill, and like the big beautiful bill is one of those first things that there are a lot of Trump people that are not in favor of it because it's so all encompassing. It's got so much stuff in it. The people who don't want big government, you know, they go, well, there's immigration in here, there's this and that, there's also that. I mean, there's AI stuff in the big beautiful bill. There's like hidden deep in the big beautiful bill. It says something like state governments can't do anything in terms of putting limitations on AI for 10 years, and that's all left up to the federal government, which is the White House. It's Trump.
Oh, right.
He's like, no, I'll control AI for the next decade, because he figures 10 years probably won't matter anyway. Somebody else will be in the office.
Yeah.
But it's either going to be him or Barron for the next 10 years.
Shout out to Marjorie Taylor Greene for once.
Who's saying like,
She's literally the one who's like, no,
This
we should
AI
get this
is
AI
bad
outta here.
stuff.
Yeah. Good for her.
yeah, and Elon went on X and said the big beautiful bill is a disgusting abomination. 2 days ago, he got a key to the White House. I mean, that
Change those locks.
That really makes me think. There's no way. Because he could have said, do you have the actual tweet, Mike? I would love to see the tweet. Or the X. Or the Twix, as it's known. If you go to the Twix, I would like to quote him directly. Because he could just say, hey, I disagree with this. He could just say, we don't really line up with this. But the fact that he's using such vitriol makes me think that at some point there was a great argument between these two. At some point there was a breakup between Trump and Elon, and that's what I want details on. I want details on the breakup between these two. I want details on the fight between these two. I am fascinated by it because there are feelings here. There is emotion. This is what Elon said. I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore, which is one of the most emotional statements I've ever heard in my life. That's literally what you say in a movie. I can't stand it. Popeye used to say it. I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it. I mean, he is handling this like he's yelling at a child. And then, of course, the first reply on it is, at Grok, what is he saying? But, I mean, I really do feel like the fact that he's calling it massive, outrageous, pork-filled, he can't stand it, you're wrong. Like, there's a moral obligation that he has to it. It's not just that he disagrees with the bill. Like, he disagrees with you on a moral level if you support the bill, which really makes me think that he wouldn't be going this hard unless he and Trump had a breakup.
You think?
100%.
I think he's kind of,
and
I don't like him.
Go ahead.
I think he's kind of staying true to what what Doge's mandate was, which was to cut federal spending. And this does not cut this increases federal spending.
But he could just say, if it were just, because I believe that I don't think he's a phony baloney.
Ooh, wow.
Okay? I didn't say that.
Good.
And I don't want Grok thinking that I said that. Okay?
Yeah, because it knows.
Because I don't think that he wouldn't otherwise agree with this statement. But I think that this is to take something that you believe in
and be so public about.
Not only be public, but it is littered with feelings. There are so many. It's emotional. It's not just
sure.
Hey, he's very, very emo about how much he disagrees with this bill. And I feel like he voiced this to Trump, which was a mistake because Trump, number one, likes to be agreed with. And number two, if he named the bill, the big, beautiful bill, he loves this bill. There's no way that he names anything big, beautiful, fill in the blank here if he doesn't love it. Like that screams Trump branding. He's the one who came up with the name for this bill. So if he's coming up with clever nicknames for bills, he loves this bill. And I think Elon was like, hey man, I don't think this is it. And Trump was like, well, this is it and you're totally wrong. And Elon doesn't get told he's wrong very often, and Trump doesn't get told that he's wrong very often. And I feel like there must have been an explosion at some point. And they were like, you know what? Maybe it's best we go our separate ways. They put on a face for the camera because, neither one of a billionaire still wants people to believe that he's connected to the president, and the president still wants people to believe that he's connected to this tech billionaire. But they have feelings about each other, man. They have feelings, and they're hurt. Elon's hurt.
I think you're right.
There's hurt in this post. It's not just, he's not even a politician. But it's not just that he doesn't like the bill. He's hurt. And even if he disagreed with something before this, he would never have attacked the people voting for it. Or, I mean, when you read it, he's attacking the president. He's attacking the guy who wrote the bill. This is outrageous, he said. You're writing an outrageous bill. So I also think that at some point he went, bro, I have been taking bullet after bullet after bullet for you since January. Everybody hates me. Have you not heard the news? Literally everybody hates me. Can you not do this big, beautiful bill? It's the opposite of what I've been trying to do.
They're burning my cars.
They literally set my cars on fire. I sell them for a living. That's my job. That's my gig. And they set them on fire now. Like,
I have so many kids to feed.
I don't know. I don't know what to do. I made 13 kids. Okay, they don't use Twitter anymore because I'm doing this with you. Can you please not do the big beautiful bill? And Trump's like, 100% no. We're absolutely doing the big beautiful bill. And he probably said something like, "You're an idiot if you don't like this." And he's like, "Oh, I'm an idiot, huh?" And I'm telling you, there is something here that goes deeper than just like, "Oh, I disagree with this bill." He's taken a lot of bullets for 6 months. And when he was like, "Okay, I can cash in now. I can finally, after taking all these bullets, say, it's time to maybe exercise a little of my power and go, hey, President, this is not what we're trying to do." And the reality sets in sometimes, right? When you're like in this position where you take all these bullets, but you think you're taking all these bullets because there's a perceived power, because you're going to be able to say what you need to say. But the reality is that your perceived power only exists as long as you agree with the guy in power. The minute you disagree, regardless of how many bullets you took, he's not going to be on your side. He's going to say either stay on my side or GTFO. And the minute that I think Elon was like, this ain't the bill, he was like, good, then GTFO. And now Elon's got hurt feelings. And I would too. Chris in Nebraska. What's up, Chris?
Hey, what's up, Sam?
Hey, man.
Yeah, I think they found out stuff about Elon Musk, well, Trump did, through his people, And, this is what I heard. I heard that...
Who'd you hear it from?
Before
you tell me what you heard, who'd you hear it from?
A journalist. A good journalist. She had to leave the country because, people are going to kill her. But I don't know her name offhand.
Chris, you're already spiraling, bud.
I'm calling bullshit on this.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Chris, the whole bit is spiraling.
Because everything he said to me on the phone, you're not saying now, Chris. So that's why I'm...
Okay. All right, Chris. Thanks.
Give me a sec. Give me a second.
I don't think...
Give me a second.
We're gonna...
parking a semi-truck right now. I'm parking a semi-truck. I mean, I'm trying to focus. I'm parking a semi-truck,
You're spiraling, bud. This ain't working, dude.
And why are you calling a radio show while you're trying to park a semi-truck?
Yeah, bro. Come on, dude. Park the truck and then call the show.
I parked it. I was driving at the time.
You're driving right now?
No.
Pull your horn.
No, I'm parked.
Let me hear your horn.
You got a horn?
Troy's so aggressive.
Let me hear the horn.
All right.
Did you blow the horn?
I didn't hear the
I
horn.
didn't hear the horn. Okay, there it was. Okay, you are in the truck. I did hear the horn that time. Where are you parked? At a truck stop? Are you parked at a truck stop?
Yeah.
So there's one truck at the truck stop that's just blowing its horn?
You cruising for lot lizard?
Yeah, they're going to... Yeah, they're going to probably kick my ass. But no, check this out. I heard that when Trump was going to release the Epstein files or whatever, with all the names.
Yeah.
He had to pause it. It was national security because you know how Elon Musk has all kinds of contracts with the government and stuff. Well, he made a deal with Epstein before these contracts because Epstein had a bunch of money.
Chris, it's wild. It's wild that you have all this inside information, but yet still parking semis. You know what I mean?
No, but you gotta listen to podcasts with real journalists. You know what I mean? Journalists are not on regular shows.
Well, I'll tell you what, Chris. A lot of people will go to these comedy podcasts and alternative news sources to get messages out, but for me, it's still CNN. CNN is it.
All right, but that's what I heard. That's what I heard.
All right, good. Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
So the guy who has multiple photos with Epstein didn't want people to know that Elon was hanging out with Epstein.
And that's it.
There's no association. I'm checking. I would have heard that there was an association of Elon and Epstein.
What about Trump and Epstein?
Yes.
Okay, so, I mean, what are we doing here? I would even if you're a conspiracy theorist, maybe don't bring that one up. Yeah. I mean, it's real easy to get twisted around. No, I think that it's not as complicated as you think. I think that they're both two ego guys that were best friends for a while because they both thought it was cool that the other wanted to be best friends with him. Elon thought it was cool that he got to hang out in the White House, and Trump thought it was cool that Elon thought he was cool.
And Elon backed Trump in the election.
Exactly. And this is
Elon
great.
called himself the best bud.
Best bud. I'm best. He's my best friend. We're best friends.
But you're right. They were both so excited to be each other's friend.
And then what happens? What happens is Elon becomes a normal guy. He's not an exciting tech billionaire anymore because he's there every day. And the White House becomes a normal office. It's not the White House anymore because you're there every day. and then you get comfortable, and then it's like one of those when you're in a new relationship and it's all so exciting, right? And then there's something about, for me, it was always 3 months. There was something about, I don't know how it was. I would go back and I'd be like, I can't believe, it was almost like a ticky, like a timer would go off. After 3 months in a new relationship, all of a sudden I'd snap out of it and I'd look at this person I was with as just a human being. And that's when it would be like, sometimes it'd be like, yeah, we got along, this is great. But many other times, I'd be like, I don't even like this person. I got to end this. So this is over. This was stupid. You know what I mean? Because all this sort of excitement, the new excitement goes away.
The new car smell wears off.
Right, and then you start shopping for an air freshener that smells like new car smell, but it never quite smells like that.
No.
Plus, you got that pine tree hanging.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, this is covering up a lot of damage. You know what I'm saying, right, Troy?
1,000%, Sam.
You ever shop for that air freshener?
Many times.
Does it ever smell the same?
Never.
Right. And I feel like that's what happened. I feel like Trump and Elon they were pulling down that bag that's on the tree. You know what I mean? Like, and then they pulled it down a little. No, maybe we need a little more air freshener. And it never smelled the same. Nikki in Kansas City. What's up, Nikki?
I was just calling to say that Chris sounded like a complete idiot.
Okay.
But while we're on the subject of the 3 month thing, Sam, your voice, it's doing it for me.
Oh my
God. Wow. This is a different lady.
This is completely different.
This is a different lady.
Erica was yesterday.
Today it's Nikki.
I'm the one with the damaged family that you said you couldn't deal with, but I'm thinking with your 3 month rule, maybe we could let that slide.
3 months is 3 months, right?
I can't believe what's happening.
Man, I got to figure out whatever Nicole did to permanently damage her vocal cords and do that.
You got to scream and drink a lot of whiskey.
Right.
You got to scream at your kids more, Sam.
That's right. That's right. I have to live a generally unhealthy lifestyle, and I'll sound sexy like this every day.
Sam's going to be like Mambo number 5.
I can't believe what's
Girls
happening.
and girls.
What was the other one's name from yesterday?
Erica.
I got Nikki.
It doesn't matter what her name was.
No, you're right.
Forget
Nikki.
Erica.
You're right, Nick. Oh, and look at all the toxicity is already building up.
They're getting shitty towards each other.
Yeah. No, you're right, Nikki. Erica means nothing to me. Don't worry about Erica. Thank
Have
you,
a
Nikki.
good day, boys.
I love it. All my 40-plus ladies.
Hey.
They're hollering.
They're
shooting their shot.
I'm shooting my shot right back. I'm hollering right back. There's room for everybody.
Can you believe what's happening?
Right.
No. That's why he's not taking his medicine.
Yeah, he's deliberately not taking his medicine. He's not helping his throat.
No. I'm taking more gigs on to try to be like, let me see if I can permanently damage these vocals. This is going to be it going forward.
Zaddy voice.
Yeah.
Zaddy voice era is a strong era.
It is.
Clearly. It's doing things to people.
I mean, the ladies
women.
are calling up just to tell you.
Yeah.
Imagine hearing a voice on the radio and you're like, I have to call and let him know how sexy he is.
I know. That happens. That's twice in 2 days. And you think that there are like guys that are driving around with their wives right now. And usually their wives are like, oh, you listen to this dumb show every day. Oh, this is so annoying. And they just laughed really hard at Nikki's call. And the husband's just looking at him going, what's this? Not a funny call. That wasn't funny. And she's like, no, I know it's not funny. No, it's not.
You're right.
It's not funny at all. It's got to be tough for a lot of people, but not for me.
You better start chain smoking.
That's a great. They still make Marlboro Reds?
Of course.
Nice.
They need to get some unfiltered.
Ooh, some unfiltered Camels.
Yeah.
So go blow your vocal cords out. Take a couple shots of whiskey.
Yeah.
And start smoking unfiltered cigarettes.
Oh.
You'll be good to go.
That's awesome. I'll do it. I'll do it. Also, it really does bring into question. I've been operating from a broadcasting perspective with my former voice for, almost 20 years at this point. Did we need that much? Like, were people that hungry for a refresh? Like, they were like, thank God. We don't hear that old voice anymore.
I think it's just a level up.
Okay. Like when I shave my head.
Exactly.
Maybe this voice better
part of your final
matches.
form?
Yeah, the shaved head look.
I can see that.
The old voice is associated with the old hair and the goofiness and the. Now we're serious and grown and sexy.
Well, you're saying that, not
This
me.
is for the grown and sexy only. Yeah, I don't know. It's a very, very exciting time. I'm glad to hear from you. 866-969-1969 if you want to call the show. You can also tap the app. Ray, there's a little phone icon. You just tap it. It will steal all your information, but also call the show. Ray in Georgia?
Hey, I think we can retire Sammy Brand Muffins. Your new name is now Sammy sexy voice.
Thank you, Ray. See? And I like that. I want to have, like, because it's 2025. I want to have a sexuality about me where it goes right across the gender boundaries. I want, like, people who would declare themselves as heterosexual being like, no, but he's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that voice is making me feel weird.
Exactly right. I want my voice to do what Eric Neese did to you when you were a young man.
Oh, boy.
I'm a mid-50s man, and I'm kind of confused now.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Thank you, Ray. I want men like Ray to go home to their families and go like, guys, I got to tell you, I had weird feelings today.
Your voice is the glycerine of 2025.
That's right. That's right. Just picture every radio show. I want you to picture me on stage at spring break, and it's raining on me, but I'm playing guitar anyway, even though I might get electrocuted to death.
Wow.
Good
Who saw this coming?
I mean,
Not me.
This wasn't on my bingo card.
but you got to ride the wave. You know
Wasn't
what I
on your
mean?
prediction list.
That was not.
Quantra Dumbass missed this one by a mile. Yeah. Absolutely. You know, the connection between Trump and Elon is not the only political connection that I've been very interested in. For those of you that have been listening to the legacy of this radio show and all the radio shows that came before it, you know that we've had a great many characters on the air. Way back in the day, in the Opie and Anthony days, there was a character that would come on the air all the time named Stalker Patty. And Stalker Patty she would stalk the guys from Opie and Anthony, they said. She would show up at the radio station all the time. But she was a part of many, many fantastic bits. She lived out Staten Island, right?
Still does.
Yeah.
I see her sometimes.
Out in Staten Island.
I run away.
And, you know, I mean, there was a wholesomeness about her that you never quite understood, like, why she was listening to the show. She's such a wholesome woman. She's a great human being. But she would also, like, she worked at Starbucks for a while and would come in and talk about the fact that, like, she had worked for, 2 years and had saved up, like, 3 hours of vacation. So we haven't seen Stalker Patty in a couple of years at this point. Well, I haven't. Maybe you've seen her around Staten Island.
Saw the grocery store a month ago.
Okay. Well,
In the other direction.
I haven't seen her in a while. And then all of a sudden, I'm scrolling through my man Chuck Schumer's tweets, as I always do. You
follow.
I follow because I like and it's not a political. I'm not a political person. I hope you guys have understood this by now. I follow for the barbecue tips.
Smart.
It was Memorial Day, and I was like, "How's Senator Schumer handling Memorial Day? Like, what are we grilling up today, Chuck?" And so I'm looking for my grilling tips, and all of a sudden, I see this familiar face, and this Twix comes out that says, "This is Patty from Staten Island." And I went, no way. And it says, "You have to hear Patty's story about how New York Republicans cutting SNAP would mean choosing between paying the bills and buying food." Now, I'm going to tell you, when I read this, I had no idea what SNAP was.
Okay.
But I knew who Patty was.
Do you know what SNAP is now?
No.
Okay. It's like food assistance.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like stamps.
Yeah, but you get it on like a card.
Yeah.
And it's refilled every month.
Like food stamps, but like an EBT card. For
Yes.
It. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Like what Old Dirty Bastard was trying to get at the height of his fortune and fame.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. He got arrested for that.
I don't. It was probably a misunderstanding.
We did it on television. Yes.
No, I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So Stalker Patty, I guess, has become the ODB of our generation.
It's about time.
Here she is, and I wish Chuck Schumer had known the history of this wonderful, wonderful woman. But here she is, Patty from Staten Island with Chuck Schumer. And once she speaks, if you guys have been listening to radio or found the old O&A archives on YouTube or whatever, there's only one Patty. Check it out.
I'm here with Patty Burks, a senior citizen resident of Staten Island, who, when here, spoke out just spontaneously on how badly it would hurt her. Why don't you tell us, Patty, what would happen if this program was cut?
If it was cut, limited incomes of Social Security income that I'm on, a lot of my bills wouldn't get paid because I would have to use the money for food and stuff that I just don't have. That's why SNAP is so important. It helps add to my income and helps me with the ability to afford to go food shopping, which is a simple thing.
It is, Patty. It is. Democratic leader Chuck Schumer.
It's on his, like, he has like an official like tag on it.
Right. Like, we got to make a social out of this.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting there going, do you understand the icon that's in front of you?
That's like radio royalty.
Limited assistance. It's the same Patty. Like, Patty shouldn't need Chuck Schumer's help. There should be a GoFundMe for Stalker Patty. Yeah. Like, she should be a wealthy woman at this point.
By the way, today?
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
It's her 70th birthday.
Aww.
Happy birthday, Stalker Patty, who, by the way, looks exactly the same as she's always looked.
Exactly. Hasn't aged a day.
I don't think she has a gray hair on her head.
I met... Whatever gray hair... let me see her again.
Oh, she's totally gray?
Yeah,
actually, there's some browns.
Well, I think...
She's 70 years old? She looks great.
That means you met her when she was 50.
And she looks exactly the same.
The same.
No, you're right. She does look great. She's not a lot of gray. She can pull off bangs. A lot of people can't pull off bangs.
Yeah.
Stalker Patty can pull off bangs. This is Patty. Some people know me as Stalker Patty.
It is.
I mean, I just thought this was so, like... It's just amazing how the world works.
It really is.
That, like, nothing goes away. Everything is forever. Everything always counts. You know what I mean? There's always something there. But, yeah, I mean... She shouldn't be going to Chuck Schumer for help.
No.
Let's be honest. Chuck Schumer doesn't give a shit.
About Patty? No.
If he really cared about Patty paying her bills and still getting food, he'd be grilling up burgers for her right now.
Well, I would probably kill her.
You mean because the meat would be raw?
Yeah.
Oh, E. coli.
Yeah.
Right. Well, he puts the cheese on after. No, I couldn't believe it. Stalker Patty, still, I mean, just crushing it. And I like that she was always a principled person. And she's still a principled person.
Still has her morals.
Yes, her values. How come Starbucks couldn't help her out a little more?
I don't know. I don't even know if she's still working.
She working at dumb Starbucks?
Yes.
That'd be sick.
That'd be sick, yeah. Because you could just sell the merch on eBay and get a lot of money for that.
Well, it's parody.
It's parody law, so that's fine. Yeah. I mean, look, New York has a lot of problems. New York is firing basketball coaches left and right. I mean, all you have to do is... I mean, that's just the perfect example, right, of doing better than anyone thought that you would, but you could have done a little better, so we're going to fire you. Knicks coach was fired yesterday. Nobody saw it coming, but the Knicks organization made the announcement that Thibodeau got fired after all. I mean... And there are some people trying to go like, well, he played his starters too much. He made some mistakes here. But like, if you're focusing on the fact that this guy made mistakes in the Eastern Conference Finals, as opposed to the fact that this guy got this team to the Eastern Conference Finals, I don't understand. They said that, they always do like postseason meetings where they kind of analyze everything and break things down. And they said that his sort of analysis, postseason analysis, they said was different than usual in the sense that a lot of players were involved and that Jim Dolan was a part of it as well. And that I mean,
he makes great decisions.
Jim Dolan?
Yeah.
Well, he got those teeth. That was a good decision.
Knows how to buy a hat.
He does know how to buy a hat. Yeah, I mean, so Thibodeau has been there. When did he start?
5 years.
5 years. And like, you're just sitting there watching this team and watching the fan base go crazy for this team, thinking about, even from an economic perspective, the amount of money that he brought in that postseason alone by getting his team there. I know that the coach's job is not an economic job, but I mean, to look at this season as anything but a major success for the Knicks is confusing to me. Nobody thought they'd be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
No, nobody thought they'd beat Boston.
Right. And Sammy Sportsbooks did announce, even in the Boston series, that Indiana would probably win.
You did.
But they have multiple, what was it? Ultimately, it was, they had 2 games that they won that series, right, with Indiana?
The Knicks, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, if that ball doesn't bounce right into that hoop,
the first game,
they win game 1.
Right. Well, if somebody isn't texting.
Well, we're not going to talk about
If anything, I mean, can you imagine? So, do you think Hot Dog cost Thibodeau his job?
I don't. I see him Monday morning quarterbacking the text right now about Tom Thibodeau.
Hot Dog?
Yes.
Hot Dog has comments about Tom Thibodeau.
Yes.
Hot Dog didn't watch all
He
season.
doesn't watch any games.
Hot Dog slept through, what was it, game 5 that they won?
Yes.
Hot Dog slept through game 5. It was a miraculous game.
And he's like, everybody saw this coming.
After game, everybody saw it.
It's a read your texts.
I'm so furious. Bro, Troy. Yeah. You remember how furious we were after game 1, right?
Oh, livid.
Game 5, it was a miraculous game. Like the old Knicks.
That was a great game.
The Knicks that played the Celtics came back in game 5. Made you believe, after they were down, at that point, 3-1. Made you believe, holy shit, sometimes dreams do come true. By the way, this could end the series, right? This is game 5, and the Pacers are only down 1. Yeah, they're down 3. So this could be the series ender, right? At the end of the game, we text Hot Dog, going, thank you for not saying anything.
Okay.
Thank you for staying quiet the whole game.
Yeah.
Hot Dog texts back, oh, my bad, I just woke up. He slept through game 5. He slept through game 5, and now you're telling me he wants to share his opinions
He's got his hot takes.
on the coaching of the Knicks. He was in Greece for 6 weeks before this finals. He didn't see the He didn't see the Boston series at all.
None of it.
He didn't see the Boston series. He was in Greece getting attacked by demons while we were watching our beloved New York Knicks conquer the Boston Celtics. Laughing emoji. Oh, maybe the laughing emoji face
That was
for
about
the
AI.
Okay. People definitely saw him getting fired in the offseason. He made shitty decisions. Caps, yes, everyone saw this coming. They need to upgrade. He played Josh Hart for 40 minutes. LOL.
Man, I missed all those articles that said Knicks make expected decision.
Yeah.
Of firing Tom Thibodeau.
Every sports journalist is like, whoa, this was a shock.
The word stunning, the word unexpected. Shams yesterday talking about how everyone was texting him saying, I can't believe this is happening.
Shams. He's Troy, you don't know. You know Shams? You don't know Shams?
No.
Shams?
Yeah.
Scoops royalty.
There's no plan in place.
Scoops royalty. Shams knows it all. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's like if Quanstradamus was for real. Okay, he knows everything.
Right.
And Shams is getting texts. He's got all the sources, the best sources. So the people texting him are the real ones. He's getting texts saying, I can't believe this. The people I hang out with, I'm getting texts that say, everyone saw this coming. In all caps. And then, and in the most, he won't stop. Whenever he gets tense, whenever he's like really arguing, he writes LOL at the end of the text to kind of ease the tension. Right. It's like, fuck you. How about that? No LOL, STFU. How about that? Everywhere. He drives me crazy, this guy.
I would just put him on mute if there's something going on you don't want to hear about. I'd just be like, I can't deal with this.
Look, I understand that the one criticism is that he played guys for too long. That's what they said. He played starters for too long.
Didn't rely on his bench enough.
Right, and that's why...
Which is a criticism, which is true.
And that's fair. At the end of the game, multiple times, at the end of the game, they collapsed.
That's fair.
But that's not like, okay, you played those guys too long, now you're fired. You did get to the Eastern Conference Finals, and that's certainly not, well, the entire sports community knows.
I'm so annoyed that he's literally texting in all caps, everyone saw this coming.
No, they didn't. No, they did not. Then how if everybody saw this coming, why was it the biggest story in sports yesterday? If everyone saw it coming, they'd just be like, yeah, we kind of saw this coming. Anyway, moving on. Colorado Rockies suck. Like something. But it was the biggest story in sport, it was a national story.
Nobody saw this coming. Hot Dog, because he saw Josh Hart play 40 minutes.
Because in the one game he watched, Josh Hart played a lot. In the one game. I mean, if anything, they were blaming so much of it on the performance of what's his name? Of our Zesty King.
Zesty Cat?
Yeah. Yeah, they were blaming him. They were blaming him for...
Which is a criticism.
Right. But here he is again, texting again.
He's doubling and tripling down. I'm not even paying
And he's cap-loxing LOL because he can't communicate.
No.
He doesn't have the communication skills. And then he writes, that's odd. So condescending.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit. That's odd, he writes. So why did I hear from people a million times? First of all, nobody's talking to you.
You won.
One. Yeah, your roommate said, they should do.
Maybe they'll fire him.
Yeah. They're being sensational. They needed to make an upgrade on the. You know what I hate? I'm not even.
Throw your phone down.
I don't even have a case on it. I don't care. It's worth a throw. I hate it when there's a legitimate big story. And so everyone writes big headlines about it and it becomes a thing. And then there's the one guy going, oh, you guys are just sensationalizing this. Oh, you guys are just trying to make a thing out of it. Oh, this is just how the business works, man. This is just how the journalism business works, man. Oh, clicks for cash, right? Got to get your clicks. We knew this was going to happen.
This is so obvious.
Like, shut up, dude.
They always fire the coach after they overperform.
I mean, and the only reason he has the nerve to talk to me about this is because I don't actually know what I'm talking about. Like, if he talked to anybody.
Yeah, but you could read things and be like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I have the power to read and I have the power to receive and retain information and analyze information and come to a conclusion based on analysis of that information. I don't come on here and just talk shit. If I go like, you know what, this Thibodeau thing sounds crazy to me. That's why I read the story, right? I go just on a base level. It sounds nuts to me. I watch this team in the playoffs. I watched them do incredible things. I watched the Spirit come back. I watched all this stuff. It sounds crazy that you'd fire the coach. Let me read some articles. Let me listen to some stories. Let me check out some YouTubers. Let me listen to the people who think that this was a good idea. Let me listen to the people who think this was a bad idea. You guys know I'm a psycho like that. I listen to all of it.
I love it.
I take it all in. I love that. That's why I know. Because even more than trying to figure out what the information is, I like to find out what the conversation is. You know what I mean? Like, what are people saying about this?
I love a good counterpoint.
But
let me understand.
But the counterpoint of is one thing.
By the way, Hot Dog, your text. Nobody's reading your texts.
We hate them.
Yeah,
it's one thing to have the counterpoint of actually this is a good idea. Okay, hit me. I'm very interested in that. I was listening to 10-10 Wins this morning. Shout out, Mike.
I haven't worked there in 6 years, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
Shout out. It built the Montone Foundation.
It did. It paid for me to live a very comfortable suburban upbringing.
That's right. That's right. And Scott Stanford was playing all the clips for me. And they went out on the street. And one guy from New York said, "This is crazy." And one guy from New York said, "Oh, he was playing our stars for too long." And another guy from New York said, "I don't know about this, man." And I said, there you go. That's the pulse. There is one guy who wants to be the smartest guy in the room, who said, well, he's playing our starters too long. What do you expect? All you guys being emotional about this, you should be as smart as me. That's Hot Dog. I'm the smartest guy in the room. He does it with sports. He does it with politics. And then he goes...
Video equipment.
I mean, everything that he knows nothing about.
Television shows.
Oh. Yeah, what did he say about the television show that we just busted him on?
I don't remember.
He said something about the rehearsal that was so off base.
It was so stupid. You're right.
I mean, but by the way...
He completely missed the point of the whole...
I'm not going to share this with you until tomorrow, because that's when Satisfying drops. Wait till you hear Nicole's take on the rehearsal.
She watched it? The whole thing?
Just wait.
Oh, my God.
That's a teaser for tomorrow. No. You're going to lose. It's the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. That's a teaser for tomorrow. Eric in Pittsburgh.
Sammy, how are you today, buddy?
So good, dude.
Hey. The voice does sound raspy. I'm feeling a little weird about it. I just got to be honest.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. That's what I was going for. Just give you funny feelings.
Remember, from now on when I call, just say, "Oh, it's Eric in Pittsburgh. My friend Eric in Pittsburgh."
That's right, my friend Eric in Pittsburgh. That's right.
Right, that's right. First, Hot Dog's an idiot.
Yeah.
I just got to. That's the first point. And we all know this going in, but the Knicks haven't made a conference final in 25 years, and the guy gets them there.
Right.
And this has been his style since he's been there, and everywhere else he's been is playing these guys, a lot of minutes. Guess what? If I'm making $27 million a year, I'm going to bust my ass the whole game too, right? But for him to act like they saw this coming, your buddy Chris Mad Dog Russo went on an absolute rant about James Dolan yesterday.
Well, that's weird. That's weird that he would bother to go on a rant because everybody would see it coming. He probably would think that, people are going to tune out of this because everybody saw it coming.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
Yeah,
Mad Dog went ballistic yesterday on James Dolan. You should try to pull a clip or something from it, but it was great.
Guess what, Eric?
He lost it. It was all Dolan's fault, and oh, God. But Hot Dog to say he saw it coming, he doesn't even see anything coming. I mean, in radio and broadcasting and anything. So
he could be
how the hell
standing.
did he see this coming?
He could be standing in the middle of the street. He wouldn't see a Mack truck headed right for his face.
He looks in the he looks he looks in the mirror and doesn't see anything coming. For God's sake!
No, he doesn't. And by the way, his girlfriend doesn't see anything coming either. Get it?
That is correct. Yeah,
Is that a good one?
You got it.
All right, thank you. It was old play on
Good
words.
one, and it was sexy with your voice too.
I appreciate that.
Love you guys.
Thank you, Eric.
Even Eric is sweating.
Hey, man. What can I say? I have an
your friend.
effect. I have an effect on people.
Yeah. I can't stand up right now.
Yesterday, the hot dog shock. Absolute shock. Both Mad Dog and Mike Francesa had takes on this. Let's listen, before we get to Mad Dog's take, let's listen to Mike Francesa's take.
Yeah, I had Mike pull up the longer Chris Russo take.
Okay, just because it's good?
It's good, yeah.
Okay. And he did it right here on Sirius XM.
Yes, he did.
The land of the giants in terms of broadcasting. And Mike Francesa's not on Sirius.
No, I think he's on some betting platform.
Yeah, he's on the Green Screen Podcast Network. Who gets a green screen and then goes, just make it solid blue? All right, here's Mike Francesa.
I don't care what you think of Jim Dolan. I don't care what you think you've heard or what you know. This was Leon Rose's decision. This was not Jim Dolan's decision.
Wow.
I feel like I have that on very good authority. I feel very comfortable with that. And like I said, I tell you with complete faith in this information that this is Leon Rose's decision and nobody else's. I feel 100% confident about that.
Okay, hit pause. So that's Mike basically saying that it wasn't, a lot of people were blaming Jim Dolan, obviously, because he's the team owner. And Mike is saying it was the Knicks president. It was his decision. The president who did this. I didn't hear that take from a ton of people.
I don't necessarily disagree with that take.
That it could be.
If I had to pick one, I would say it was Leon Rose.
Interesting. Now, has Leon Rose been like publicly?
No, they've been like they're very close since before, he came to since before Thibodeau came to the Knicks. Like they have a relationship. But I believe the report that more players were kind of vocal about their displeasure with Thibodeau, and
you think they'd be vocal to the president, therefore the president
in the postseason, debriefing.
That's what I read too. That the players, didn't like him.
I mean, Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson, they're very, very vocal, and they love him, and a lot of players do love him. But there are criticisms about him that players have, especially younger players.
Sure, I mean, yeah, and star players loving a coach versus the rest of the team. Like, coach is always going to...
If I had to pick one guy, it's Rose over Dolan.
Interesting. So then, Mad Dog Russo, who obviously is the GOAT and the former co-host, Mike and the Mad Dog, probably the most famous sports radio show of all time.
Yeah.
Right. And you wonder if maybe they get along a little better now. This was Mad Dog's take on it.
But this is about Dolan. Don't let anybody hear you. Don't let anybody in America hear you say, this is Leon Rose. Nonsense. I don't want to hear from Rose. Everybody knows that Rose had nothing to do with this. This is Dolan. And this is Dolan. This is not Leon Rose. Please, don't go to Leon Rose. It's not him. This has nothing to do with Leon Rose. Leon Rose was his agent, for crying out loud. You think he's going to give him a 3-year extension last year at the end of the season, and then the agent then fire him after he gets to the conference final the next year? I mean, come on. Leon's too smart for that.
Could you pause for a second?
There's no way he would have done that.
Now, do we know what time Mike puts his podcast out?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I didn't even know he did one.
Okay, that's tough. That's tough. It's on the Green Screen Podcast Network. That's tough. Because what does Mad Dog do afternoons here?
Yeah.
Because I wonder if... Well, when did the news break? It was kind of
2:30-ish.
Okay. Well, maybe. Because in my head, what I would really like is to think that Mike or Mad Dog heard Mike.
It was like, I'm going to go the exact opposite.
And said, like, and that's why he's calling it nonsense straight up. Like, only an idiot.
Only a complete moron.
Yeah, you'd have to be a total fool who's not fit to speak into a microphone to say something stupid like this.
You'd have to have teeth as fake as James Dolan's.
Yeah, you'd have to be an ice cream eating, Diet Coke drinking piece of shit.
Woo!
To think. Francesca's just like, my Mad dog. It sounds like you're talking about me, dog.
Who are you talking about?
Who's he talking about? I don't know who he's talking about. He said anybody. It could be anybody. Yeah, let's hear the longer version of Mad Dog's rant.
Because what I love about
Which,
Mad
by
Dog,
the way, Hot Dog. Was that Hot Dog trying to get on the phone?
It may have been
earlier.
I don't think so. I don't think so. He would have texted me saying, "You want me to call him?"
Yeah, give him a call.
See what that idiot's doing.
Yeah, because it's weird that, like, instead of Mad Dog, I don't know why they're making a big deal out of this. Everybody saw it coming. Mad Dog could have gone in that direction, but for some reason, Mad Dog didn't have the same. Mad Dog and Shams didn't have the same source as Hot Dog. All right, let's hear Mad Dog.
And everybody knows, who follows, who sees, who watches the NBA, knows if Anthony Towns or OG make a free throw, or if God didn't let the ball bounce in with Halliburton's 3 or 2 at the end of the game.
That wasn't God. That was a demon.
That was a demon, yeah.
That was a demon shoving it in. And yeah, I swear. I mean, I heard he brought up
right.
He brought up Karl Anthony Towns. Like, that's who I heard there was by the end of that Eastern Conference series. That's the guy that people were pointing a finger at. That's the guy that people were writing about. That's the guy that said
a lot of unnecessary fouls.
Yeah. And he also
also
had his boo-boo face on all the time.
Well, he's zesty.
I ain't here for this shit. It's the best. He rules. I hope he never leaves the Knicks. I think he's the best representative New York could possibly have.
You watch like top 5 zesty moments?
Of course I watch top 5 zesty moments. I watch them over and over again. Shoot. But I was like, they're blaming our zesty king. I can't believe it. And then, but Hot Dog, I wish Hot Dog had told me. No, it's not the zesty king's fault.
No, if only we knew what Hot Dog knew.
It's Coach Thibodeau.
He's saying he's going into work.
Yeah, bullshit.
I said, just call for
You know why? You know what he's doing?
9 o'clock in the morning.
You know what he's doing?
Huh.
He's panicking because he realized he does not have a leg to stand on.
Oh, I wish I could have got bad service here.
No, yeah.
I'm on the subway.
I got to go into work. Can't be a minute late.
You know me.
Yeah. All right, go back to Mad Dog.
And the Knicks would have won that series. But this is about Dolan. Don't let anybody hear you. Don't let anybody in America hear you say, this is Leon Rose. Nonsense. Nonsense. Rose and Thibodeau are tight. He's his agent. This has got nothing to do with, you think Rose wanted to fire Tom Thibodeau after he got to a conference final? But Rose doesn't have any power there. Dolan does. He sits on the baseline with a dopey hat on, thinking he knows something about, but he wouldn't even know who George Mikan is. He knows nothing. He's there because his old man was a brilliant businessman, and he took over. That's what this is all about. Oh, my God. It's the guy that ran Marv Albert out of the building. Can't figure out a way to get Oakley straightened out and get him back in the good graces of the franchise. What a joke. You know what? Here's what I want. This is such a ridiculous and such a stupid firing. Have Dolan have first off, he's awful when he talks because he fumbles. He doesn't come clear. Oh, he's terrible.
By the way, hit pause for a second. I love insulting somebody for not being able to speak well and fumbling through you accusing somebody of fumbling.
Like you are known for that.
Right.
I love him.
Mad Dog's the best.
He's the best. And I listen to this clip and I'm like, you know what? He's right.
I'm going with Mad Dog on this one.
He's right.
It's very rare that I hear a Mad Dog clip and say anything besides, I'm going to go with Mad Dog on this one.
Because he's so convincing.
But also at the same time, whenever I hear Mike Francesa with a take, I go, probably wrong. Probably inaccurate.
I can't understand why he's so upset. Why is he calling this like a stupid like everybody saw this coming?
Everyone saw it coming. I talked to Hot Dog.
Yeah.
Hot Dog.
Hot Dog said that everybody
you have to
knew
say
this
it
was
with a
going to
little
happen.
condescension.
Hot Dog.
I talked to Hot Dog, and he told me everyone knew. Everyone knew it was going to happen. and he's got the inside source. He should be our Shams.
Oh.
Hot dog. He's got to call in with scoops. All right, go ahead.
You have an executive, but have him. I don't want to hear from Rose. Rose be the bag man. I don't want to hear from Rose. Everybody knows that Rose had nothing to do with this. This is Dolan. Have Dolan sit there and get peppered with questions by legitimate media people, not guys who work, and I'm not saying they're not legitimate, but they're in a difficult situation. Not the guys who work for MSG. Let them have a press conference for, I don't care if it takes 6 hours, and everybody has a chance to go and ask them a why. Because this is not fair. This is not fair, what they did to this guy, who gave his life and blood to the franchise and took him to the conference. Fun, I've been there since 2000. My God almighty.
I mean, he's not wrong.
And you get him out because you lost a rugged 6-game series to Indiana? Oh, come on, please.
I don't know. I saw this coming.
Now, you saw it coming.
Yeah. I talked to Hot Dog before.
That's weird because I thought Indiana was a great team.
They're very good.
And it was a tough hill to climb anyway.
Yeah.
And the fact that we got there was miraculous.
Shouldn't it be?
That was my take.
That was your take? Okay.
Which is weird.
That's weird.
Your take was clearly the coach must be fired because Indiana should have been walked over.
Yeah. And we have nobody in mind to replace him.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
I mean, that's a big thing. That really opens you up as like an owner and management to like real criticism. Like if you don't hire somebody that's like obviously better,
and not only obviously better, here's what you have to do now. You have to win the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
You have to bring in a coach because
you're basically saying we're ready. It's your problem.
Yeah. Like we would have gone to the Eastern Conference Finals even if we had no coach at all.
Yeah.
That was the players. That was all them. We need a coach to come in, and you're going to have to make it to the championship game. And that's what Knicks fans are going to say. If you don't make it to the championship game, unless you're Hot Dog. Who will all say, we knew that was stupid. And Hot Dog went, no, because he didn't play as long. It was better. He didn't play as long. I mean, I've never met a person who just somehow has the most infuriating takes on everything and volunteers it. Like usually you have to coax, you know what I mean? You have to be like, oh, we're going to get this guy into a corner. I didn't even ask him his opinion.
Well, no, because he's the kind of guy that had to see that coming, was going to say that.
Of course. I was going to say,
yeah.
That's Hot Dog to a T. Oh, I was just going to say that.
Yeah, but you
didn't. I was going to say that. That's his quote. If Hot Dog had a T-shirt, it would say, oh, I was just going to say that.
Or like, these guys always shit on my takes. I'm just going to keep my takes to myself.
It's not even his take.
Or like, what his opinion?
It's a Monday morning quarterback take.
It's a Monday morning quarterback take. And it's also somebody, and he doesn't even acknowledge it about himself. Like, it drips with, I'm right and you're wrong.
Yeah.
Like, to say that is,
this was so
you
obvious.
guys are dumb.
How did you not see this?
Right. I saw it coming. Really, you didn't say one word about it.
I was just going to say it.
I was just going to say that. I just got the hand out like this on the T-shirt. I was just going to say that.
Like it slipped out. Oh.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, no, I was just about to say that. Oh, you were? Yeah.
I didn't.
And then he repeats it incorrectly to his friend. Andy in South Carolina.
Hey, how's it going, Sam?
What's up, bud?
I hope you feel better soon, but I hope you retain that voice, man.
Thank you, dog. Are you feeling funny?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
All right, good.
So two things. One, on the if Mad Dog and Francesa were just kind of biting off each other's points. So Shams went live with the announcement at 4:49. Mad Dog is on the air from 3 to 6, and Francesa went live at 5. So it doesn't sound like one of them was responding to the other. They're just both, blowbacks.
No, yeah. Not only but I also think that there's something ingrained now in both of them to disagree. Like there's just a hatred that boils in that it's almost a connection of the soul, a spiritual connection.
They have to.
Yeah.
The report came through at 3:00 that he was fired, not 4:49.
Oh.
Boom.
Sorry, Travis.
No, it's okay. I remember it.
I was trusting Google AI.
Also, Andy, you're all out of sorts because of Sam's voice. So
that's true.
It's fine.
I know,
you get a pass.
It's really mixing me up. I got my mic fixed just in time for Sam to have the greatest voice in the history of broadcasting.
That's right.
But on the hot dog front, it's not that he's just wrong.
Right.
He's literally just regurgitating points from shitty talk radio.
That's what. Yeah, and
his
it's like
text messages sound like Cheyenne in Harlem is calling in to the Fan to just talk about the fact that Tibbs overplays his players. They didn't have a bench. Everyone saw this coming. No, like, I'm a Boston fan, and I think Tibbs did a good job. He overplays his players, yeah, but Dolan also and Leon Rose put together a team that had a decent starting five, two of whom can't play with each other, and then no fucking bench. So he's just regurgitating shit that he's hearing people say on New York Talk Radio.
It really does scream like Patton Oswalt in Superfan, where he's like writing in the notebook what he's going to call in with. Yeah, you're 100% right, Andy. And also, like, overplaying your players, why don't you just pull them aside and say, hey, Tibbs, I'm thinking next season we don't overplay them so much.
Well, that's what he does. His, like, they call it Tibbs minutes, because he will overplay his starters so that the criticism of him has been that once his teams get to the playoffs, they will get there, but then they'll just be burned out. But at the same time, he got you to the first conference finals in 25 years.
Right.
Saying that you knew that this was coming is absolutely... It's lunacy that could only come from someone who works for a magazine like Hot Dog works for.
I mean, it's crazy. Thank you, Andy.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. It's so... And it's not only it's just annoying.
Yeah, because you didn't see this coming.
No, of course you didn't. You didn't say one word about it. Every headline. You're going like, I knew that. I can't believe you guys didn't know that.
Oh, they're just being sensational.
It's so, like, drives me crazy. Speaking of top tier sports guys, this is great news. Honestly.
This is awesome news.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Announcement just coming through. I guess they just announced it on Howard. Stephen A. I guess was on.
Yeah.
Is he in the building? He should come through.
I don't know if he's in the building.
Stephen A.
I'll go see.
Yeah. Go check real quick.
Take a lap.
Stephen A. Smith announces 2 new Sirius XM shows on sports and news/entertainment.
Damn.
We got Stephen A., baby.
I mean, that's a huge move for Sirius.
Can you imagine getting Sam Roberts and Stephen A. in the same year? I mean,
I wasn't thinking about it like that.
But now that you start thinking about it.
Streets are going to be talking. Streets are going to be talking.
By the way, I saw this coming.
You did?
Yeah.
Really?
So obvious.
I'm pretty surprised by this, to tell you the truth.
I am too.
You knew it.
Yeah, I talked to Hot Dog.
Wow.
Oh. You got the Cheyenne report.
Yeah. Shays, not Shams. Shays. Shays. Is Shays on the line with the scoop? Shays should call in with scoops after they're already announced. Stephen A. Smith's new daily sports talk show.
Wow.
He's doing a daily show?
Yeah.
Damn.
Dude, this is...
Oh, baby.
Good get.
Huge for Sirius.
He's doing a daily show. Smith's new daily sports talk show will air weekdays on Mad Dog Radio.
Wow.
Mad Dog's Radio going to have Stephen A. and Mad Dog doing separate shows.
Mm-hmm. Huge.
See, when, like, you talk about companies spending a lot of money on stuff, this is exactly what you should be spending money on.
And making, like, power moves.
Yeah. Like, however much money this costs,
let's do it.
Do it. Like, and I'm sure this was a,
oh yeah,
multi-million-dollar deal.
Cheap.
But he shouldn't.
No.
You know how many clips are going to come out? Stephen A. said this on his... We were just listening to Mad Dog. Everybody's playing that rant today because it came from Mad Dog Radio, Sirius XM. There's not that many people around here that do that move the needle like we do.
Well, you're in a Big 7.
I'm in a Big 7. And I was in Liver King.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? He will also... okay. New daily sports talk show will air weekdays on Mad Dog Sports Radio, delivering his signature energy and unfiltered takes on the biggest headlines in sports. He will also create a weekly current events, pop culture, and social commentary focus show that will debut on Sirius XM and be the first place for listeners to hear, okay, I get this, his sharp commentary and compelling... So I think the idea is he's going to do sport, like an entertainment, pop culture, politics podcast. We'll have it first, and then it'll go everywhere else.
Yeah.
The way it says it'll debut on Sirius XM, it'll probably play on Sirius XM, and then it'll be on the YouTube channel and everywhere else.
Something.
Which I'm fine with that, especially if he's doing a daily show.
Sure.
Fuck that.
Starts in September.
Politics and social issues, entertainment news, pop culture trends, and more. He says, to say that I'm excited would be an understatement. I've been on Mad Dog before, had the time of my life, so I'm loving the fact that I get to reunite with my guy Mad Dog on his turf. That in itself is a beautiful thing. But to then add a weekly show where I have a potent platform. By the way, Stephen A., he does have a potent platform, let me tell you. A potent platform to discuss riveting subjects in the world of pop culture, politics, and social commentary. Let's just say it doesn't get any better than that. I did that in my Stephen A. voice. Oh, good. Thanks. He added, September can't come soon enough. It's been a long time since I've been in radio, especially going back and forth with the callers. Can't wait to get restarted. Buckle up. I'm coming.
He's going to crush it.
He is. That's going to be so good, dude. Can we get him on the show then? He's our brethren now.
Yeah.
We got to get him in here.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great to have Stephen A. in here?
He's the man.
You would talk to him?
Phone, Zoom, satellite in studio, whatever you got to do.
Morse code?
Morse code. I'll do a weekly Morse code segment with Stephen A.
Where's he based out of?
New York.
New York, he does First Take every day.
So then he should be able to come in.
Yeah.
And by the way, everybody stop giving me a hard time about how many shows I'm doing. If Stephen A. can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is like Stephen A.'s going to be doing like 6 shows now.
That's the best.
Yeah.
You got to do 6 shows.
He's got First Takes. He's got his podcast.
I wonder if he's still going to do the podcast daily.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
It's a money maker.
I remember
it's
when he signed with ESPN, that deal that just happened a few months ago. Like, there were carve-outs for him to do other stuff. Like, that was part of the deal.
Yeah.
You know, like, ESPN gets him for, like, these specific things, and he's like, but I also want to do other stuff. And SiriusXM was like, say no more.
See, this is why Stephen A's got all these great people around him. I got Hot Dog. That's why I struggle. You know what I mean?
Shays?
I got Shays. He's giving me the scoops from yesterday.
He can't even call in to defend himself.
No, because he's like, no, I gotta go to work.
Commuting.
I'm going to work now. Oh, cool.
I'm in the subway.
Can you imagine having the option of being like, no, we can actually do something creative? He's like, no, I have to go to my office job. Thank you very much. Way to be in 2025, idiot. You know? Stupid moron.
What a perfect pairing. Stephen A. going to Mad Dog Radio. Because they already are so great on First Take.
And that's one of those things, too, where I'm sure there's not that many brands that Stephen A. would want to work under. But, I mean, that was the deal with Francesa. Mm-hmm. The big ego guy that he is. He didn't want to work on Mad Dog Radio.
It's just so stupid.
You know what I mean? He's like, no, I'm not going to have a show on his channel. It's like, okay, good.
Right.
Don't then. Then you don't.
Yeah, okay.
Go to Green Screen Podcast Network.
It's called Bet Rivers, by the way.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's like the 6th best betting app.
That's right. I've never heard of it. But if they'd like to sponsor the show, I mean, we could talk.
I don't know if they got the money to do that.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
They They put it all in on Francesa.
No, well, they bought that green screen for him. Imagine how bummed out Bet Rivers was when they spent all this money on the green screen. He's like, okay, can you make it blue?
Blue. You do?
We could have just gotten a blue screen.
Yeah, we just got a blue screen.
They're way cheaper. You don't have to light them.
I'll go buy a sheet.
Okay, fine. Blue it is.
But no, you're right. There's probably very few
brands that he would want to work under. Because he's such a big presence in and of himself, and honestly, he's established to the point where he deserves to have that sort of mentality. But it makes sense under the Mad Dog Radio banner, because really, First Take, I feel like, is Stephen A's show.
It's Stephen A's show, but it's made Mad Dog. It's given him a second career.
110%.
And they have such great chemistry.
Yes, and I feel like that's... I think it makes everything better. Like, I feel like Mad Dog got so much better because he worked well in Stephen A's house.
Yes.
And this, to an extent, is Stephen A coming over to Mad Dog's house and doing it. Yeah, that's...
synergy.
I love synergy. I love synergy.
This is great.
I'm going to make some Stephen A moves. I got to make some Stephen A moves. You know?
Another show?
What? You're going to do more shows?
Yeah, I got to do another show.
Well, how many shows? Dude, you do 50 shows.
What? Stephen A doesn't have these naysayers around him. Like you.
Well, I'm just... I
don't think he's naysaying. He's just saying...
He thinks I do too many shows.
You barely have a voice as it is.
You know what I did last night? You didn't even know?
I didn't
Right
know.
under your nose?
What'd you do?
Emergency pod.
God damn it!
Yeah, I got you. Siren was blaring at 10 p.m. Got you again, bitch.
You should be in bed, resting.
Yeah, there was an emergency.
What's the emergency
you
now?
Sell stuff on Fanatics today.
There was an emergency.
I can't imagine what the emergency was.
Mariah May debuted on NXT.
Well, everybody saw that coming. I talked to Shames.
And he and he knew it was going to be on that day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I should. You know what? I got to get my info from Hot Dog so I can start cutting these emergency podcasts in advance.
Yeah, earlier.
Yeah. That way I can cut them a week early.
First one out of the gate.
Because everybody sees this stuff coming so well. Yeah. Oh, man, that's great.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
That's wild, man. Yeah, you got to study what these guys do. I also love that we are, and this is what everybody in media should be paying attention to, that we're totally entering into this era now where entities like, whether it's Sirius, whether it's ESPN, whether it's any of these platforms, are now almost leasing established brands. You know what I mean? They're not going like, okay, we're going to hire this host and put him on this show, and then he'll grow to that show, and we're going to... No, it's people who have created their own thing, that have created their own voice, that it's like people, audiences follow this person. Let's lease this person so that they may bring their audience here. And I think that is and it's also what they've done with like Call Her Daddy, what they've done with all these podcasts. Like that is the future of the industry, especially because so many of the executives in the industry have no idea where this stuff is going.
Sure.
That like, if we can go, okay, we don't have to make a 30-year investment in this talent. We can sign this person that already does a great show for 5 years. Just bring the great show here and just do and we'll be hands off. That's the best part. If you're a talent who can establish your own show, you can get deals now where people are hands off.
Yeah.
And it's just like, just pay me to do what I do.
Do your thing.
And honestly, I think it works better for the talent. I think it ultimately works better for the audience if you like that talent.
Sure.
You know, and that's McAfee, that's Rich Eisen, that's all these guys.
Megyn Kelly?
Megyn Kelly, 100%.
Yeah.
And Bob Kelly.
All the Kellys are here.
No, Bob Kelly actually, he gets Dan Soder's brand.
Oh, right.
But Megyn Kelly's a great point. Like Megyn Kelly was on Fox News, became a GOAT, but then when Donald Trump says she was bleeding out of you-know-where, everybody turned on her.
Right.
Then she goes to NBC. Everybody turns on her.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just got to do a show. Let me just do a show. And she just starts doing a show. And because she's talented, and because she can draw an audience when she's just doing a show and doesn't have to be under somebody else's thumb, all of a sudden, she creates her own brand. And SiriusXM or whoever else comes and goes, hey, can we lease this show that you already do? And I think that really is like the future of...
And her clips are everywhere.
And then her clips go everywhere.
Yeah.
And it works for everyone. And that stuff counts. Like, there's a clip in the new Happy Gilmore trailer where I don't even remember who it is, but they have like media personalities talking about Happy Gilmore.
Oh, yeah.
And one of them is doing it in a Sirius studio.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that's all you need. Like, you know what I mean? Like the Sirius logo behind the guy talking. Now it's like, okay, this is a brand that is right up there with all those other brands, and everybody's good.
Yep.
You know, that's...
And you love seeing the company do power moves like this.
That's what you love.
Yeah.
That's what you love. And, you know, and maybe it's like a little less of the, let's just get a whole bunch of nonsense.
Right.
And just make a few big moves.
Yes.
Stephen A., Sam Roberts. You know what I mean?
That's a big move.
2025.
Boom. Yeah. Boom. All right, let's take a break. We maybe should watch the Happy Gilmore trailer because it looks awesome. I wanted to do a whole thing about Inside the NBA, but I feel like Hot Dog sent me on a tizzy, and now we've had too much sports already.
We all saw those clips.
Did you see Dan Patrick is another one, by the way, when you talk about people who have just created their own thing and
yeah, absolutely,
license it out.
Yeah.
Did you see Charles Barkley on
yep.
That's and Inside the NBA is another example where they're like, TNT, why don't you just keep doing the show and we'll just license the show. We just want the show. Of course, Charles
that Barkley clip's interesting.
I love it.
Yeah.
Because anytime you work for a company and you're trying to create something, it's been my experience. You know, we're very lucky that we kind of get to create this show, and we're still creating it, but we get to create it kind of hands off from Sirius. But anytime a company is involved in creating a show that's an investment, it's a fucking mess.
Oh, yeah.
They don't know what they're doing. They have no good ideas. They want to invest no money whatsoever. And then they're like, let's have a hit show. And you're like, well, either let me do it by myself or put real ideas and money into it. Like, what are you bringing to the table here?
Yeah, that clip was surprising. I didn't know that. But it makes sense. Like, if you're TNT, maybe you want to get something for your money. Like,
sure, but you can't be like, maybe think outside the box.
Yeah.
I get. Yeah. So at either later today or tomorrow, maybe we'll get into that because I think it's very, very interesting. I love all this media stuff so much. But for now, we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. Stay there.
We're back with Sam Roberts Show.
Says he's not the man.
Oh, I didn't know.
I knew that a long time ago.
You saw this coming.
This was the kid who is trying to convince everybody, I cashed in my 401k and bought a boat. Meanwhile, he worked in a tire shop. He's 29. What do you cash your 401k in for? $17? What are you talking about? Cashed in my 401k after working at a tire store, and I'm 29. There's no money in that 401k. You crazy? How long have you been at the tire store? Since you were 11?
People need tires. I think a tire business would be a good business to be in.
It's not going to give you the type of 401k by the time you're 29 that buys a boat.
You don't know what kind of white-collar job he had there.
At the tire store? Yeah. I saw a picture of him, and he was wearing a uniform
All
from the
you
tire
know
store.
about tires is the show Tires.
But they kind of go over every job.
Karen Feehan's not there. Like,
if they need to get business up and they do a bikini car wash, she will be. But no, I mean, at very best, he was like the boss's son who runs the place. And that guy sucked.
Yeah, but maybe this one was like really popular.
Oh man, I'm 29 and I just not working for me. This daily grind. And then he's like, I think everybody should cash in their 401k and quit their job and go sailing. No, they shouldn't. Nothing would get done.
Sad history.
Nothing would happen. Once you find something that you're good at. And,
I mean, he is going to pay some pretty taxes cashing out early, but you know.
I mean, the whole point of a 401k.
Fine, he's got to go fund me. He's fine.
Exactly. Well, I can beg. Don't worry, I can e-beg. Don't worry about my 401k. 401ks are set up so that when you're an old person who no longer can work, not you don't want to, who no longer can work, you can survive. You can live off of that. The idea is that you work hard all your life. Sorry, it's just called the American dream. You work hard all your life. You collect your 401k. When it's time to stop, you cash in your 401k. You live off of that, and you're able to have a great winter of your life. This guy decided to start winter at 29. It makes no sense.
But again, and I brought this up the last time we discussed this, I don't see a difference between this guy doing this and a woman quitting her job being a teacher and going on OnlyFans. It's just...
He's not showing whole.
But it's like...
If he's showing whole, then yeah. You know what I mean? He's not providing a service.
But it's just his life. He's allowed to do whatever he wants with it.
What do you think? It's now or never? I understand he's not going to live forever.
Like, it's just I don't know why the anger toward he could do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he could, and I can have my opinion on it once he makes it public.
But yeah, if a girl quits being a teacher and goes on OnlyFans, like
she's providing a service.
Does that make you angry?
No, because she's providing a service.
But
it's called sex work. What's the second word?
I mean,
you can answer the question. What's the second word?
It's work.
Okay,
but
okay, you decided to pursue a new passion.
But you're just taking advantage of just horny men that want to see your butthole.
Well, I mean, I'm taking advantage. By the way, I'm taking advantage of horny men's ear holes every morning.
That's a good point. Okay.
Okay, it's not taking advantage; it's providing a service. I have physical needs,
but that's what
I don't know. I don't want to go act out publicly. So what do? I find an ex-teacher, showing some hole, give her a couple bucks, and provides a service. And I could go to the tube sites if I wanted to, but instead I choose to support. This is all hypothetical, by the way.
Right. But I just don't see. I mean, it's like you can't criticize this guy and be like, "Oh, this woman."
No, I can criticize the idea that everybody's like, "This guy rules. He's a hero." That's what I'm criticizing. I don't care about this individual. Individuals can do whatever they want. You want to go on a boat? Go on a boat. What do I care? I'm criticizing the way he's being lauded, the way that he's being lifted up. Look at what he's done with his life. Nothing.
People love these kinds of stories.
They love these stories. He started a GoFundMe.
He
He figured out a way to make money.
He should have traveled with 2 cats. You know what their names would have been? Jack and Shit, because that's what he's providing.
Don't bring the cats into this.
Yeah.
Well, he's using the cats too.
For what, merch?
The only reason Troy is supportive of this guy is because he went sailing with a cat. So this is the guy who, if you're unfamiliar, of course, we were talking about him 2 weeks ago. He worked at a tire store.
Oliver Widger. What? His name's Oliver.
I like Oliver Twist better than Oliver Widger.
I like Oliver
and I
Company.
hated Oliver Twist. Oliver Twist, I love Oliver and Company.
What about Oliver Anthony?
Oliver Anthony's another one.
He's a good Oliver.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. But he's going, right? He's working at this tire store. And he goes, that's enough. I'm tired of the grind. I'm tired of the everyday having to wake up and go to work. These people don't get me. I need to pursue my passions. And he goes to the doctor, and he gets diagnosed with the thing that could paralyze you but doesn't. That's a key part of the story. He's diagnosed with something that could be really bad but isn't. Okay? Because people always say he was diagnosed with something that could be really bad. And I go, but was it? They go, no, it wasn't. But he got diagnosed. He said it gave him a new lease on life. He was like, you know what? I got to start being way more lazy, is what he said. And then he goes, I'm going to cash in my 401k. I'm going to quit my white-collar job. I go, there are no white-collar jobs at a tire factory. It's not even a factory, it's a store. I saw him, by the way. He's driving around in his uniform. The collar's red on the uniform. He wasn't wearing a suit.
Okay, so he's not literal.
No, he's not literal at all. So he's like, okay, no more tire uniform for me. I'm going to cash in my 401k. I go, how old are you? He goes, I'm 29 years old. Okay. 401k at 29. You just started it. What are you talking about? But he cashed in his 401k and he got a boat. And after about 2 years of learning the boat, he said, I'm gonna sail from Oregon, I believe it was Oregon, to Hawaii, and I'm just gonna be on the ocean sea. I'm gonna bring a Starlink so I can run my Instagram. I'm gonna bring my cat so I can get my likes. I'm gonna let Wolf Blitzer know I'm out here because for me, CNN is it. And I'm gonna sail to Hawaii, and then like he does this. And to me, I'm like, okay, I'm not impressed by escapism. I never have been, but whatever. Then I'm shocked when I see that apparently everyone in the world just wants to escape. Nobody wants to sit there.
No, people just like seeing people live their dream.
You know, I don't like it when he says that.
It's his dream.
It's not his dream.
Sailing with Phoenix.
Who on earth, if you want me to believe, at 29.
Go ahead.
Your dream has to be something that you had as a child.
Yeah, I know. We've gone over this. You have said that your dream has to have been a dream for 15 years.
Yes.
That's insane.
No, it's not. Otherwise, it's just a thing you would like to do. That's not a dream.
You can change your dream whenever you want.
I've seen people change their dream.
Yeah, I know, and they're fucking idiots.
I've seen people be like, I'm living my dream, and then the next day they're like, actually.
They go like this, well, that's my dream. I go, what are you talking about? What are you saying? I've never heard of this dream before. I've known you for how long? I never heard this dream once. What are you talking about? This is your dream. No.
I've never once mentioned this.
A dream has to be established for 15 years.
Okay, so we don't know this guy. Maybe it was established
and that puts this guy at 14.
Okay, so
you're
maybe
telling me that from 14, all he ever wanted to do was sail, and so he gets a job at a tire shop.
You're telling me that
What's the opposite of sailing?
Being on land. In an automobile industry.
Come on. My dream.
But you have to make money somehow.
So get a job at a dock. Don't get a job at a tire shop. Get a job at a dock.
Maybe there aren't that many docks in Oregon.
Well, he's able to sail to Hawaii off of one.
I'm just saying, you don't know this guy. Maybe his dream when he was 14 was to sail around the world.
I mean, he was just sitting there going, I'm sailing away.
He's not Cartman.
Okay.
But when you're 14, people want to be astronauts and race car drivers. So why is sailing around the world like some like really weird out of the box thing for a 14-year-old to want to do?
I don't think it's weird for a 14-year-old to do, but I don't believe him because he didn't make one move to pursue it until he just has to quit everything.
He made the move when he had the light bulb above his head, when he was like, I could have had a disease that was debilitating.
But it's not.
But sometimes that makes you think. Sometimes something in your life will happen, and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to live for today.
Yeah, I'm not happy doing this. I'm going to go do something that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Sailing a boat?
That's what makes him happy.
I don't like it.
And what's he going to do when
People think the same thing about you. Interview wrestlers.
Yeah, but I get paid for the interview wrestlers.
He's getting paid
big
too.
bucks. Big bucks. I'm the Stephen A. of wrestling.
He's got a Robux sponsorship.
Does he really?
Yeah, they're doing something with him in the game.
Yeah,
so
you
annoying.
can't shit on this guy. He's
I
making
can
money.
shit on him. I can absolutely shit on him.
I'll see Sam Roberts in Robux.
Oh, my kid would finally think I was cool.
Yeah, that would do it.
If there was not Sam in Roblox,
it's like Cody Rhodes is fine, but like if you're in Roblox,
yeah. I mean, Cody Rhodes showing up in Clash of Kingdoms or whatever that is, that was big for him. So, yeah, I mean, I'd love to show up in Roblox, but if I did, it would be a deserved spot after years of hard work and brand establishment and following a passion. Not going like, oh, what if I just quit everything and jump on a boat? And then I'll get the whole world to be like, oh, he's a hero. So if he's a hero, you all should go get on boats then. Go get on boats.
I'm not getting on a boat. I'm going to drive a steam engine.
That's going to be...
That's your
but
dream,
guess what?
yeah.
Guess what? If you did that, I'd be so proud of you, dude.
You can come see me at the Strasburg Railroad. I'm driving old number 90.
I'd be so happy for you if you did that.
With a hat?
The hat, the overalls, the whole thing. Covered in coal and soot.
Stripes.
Yeah. That's your dream.
It's been my dream.
I know.
And I know that is true, actually.
But you don't know this guy.
I don't like him.
You hate this guy.
Because I hate also the guy...
bring him in here and ruin his life.
I would love to ruin his life. I'd love to come in here and be like, you know what nobody should do? Give $1 to your GoFundMe.
Do you think he's protected by the cat? Not in a physical sense, but like the cat makes it easier to not criticize him?
100%. 100%. Yes.
Because if he brought the cat in here, you wouldn't go hard.
Yeah, because I'd be like, oh, that is a cute cat.
Adorable cat.
I'd be like, listen, I do have my opinions on what you're doing, but do you let people pet the cat?
Yeah. Will it meow?
And then once I pet the cat, oh my God, if the cat was like, meow, I'd be like, oh, no. And then you guys would all think I was a phony because I'd be like, I think it's really cool what you're doing with your
Taco
boat.
Sam.
I think it's really awesome. I think it's really fun. Finally, so anyway, this guy, we talked about it, and this guy ended up making it to Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yes, and now he's in Hawaii, and they like gave him lays and stuff when he got to the land.
Yeah.
If I was running Hawaii,
You know why? They're friendly people.
No, Hawaii's great. Okay, and you know when he showed up and he's like, "What can I say? Except you're welcome." You know, if I was the governor of Hawaii, I'd send him right back. I'd say, we don't want you here.
Well, I mean, it's
you're
the United
lazy.
States.
You're,
He's allowed,
no.
You don't need a passport.
Well, I don't want you in this state. You're lazy. You contribute nothing, and all you do is...
You're the governor?
If I'm the governor. You're lazy, you contribute nothing, and all you do is bring unwanted attention. I'd send him right back.
So you see his boat coming, and you're like, turn around, buddy.
Turn around. You're not welcome here. Trust me, you're not going to like what happens when you get on this beach. That's what I'd say to him. I wouldn't want him anywhere near my land. Because then he's going to convince all the Hawaiians, yeah, you should all just quit your job. And then at 35 be wondering, oh, I wonder what to do now. And trust me, this guy at 35 is going to be sitting there going, well, I can't believe the country has failed me. I don't have a successful, illustrious career.
He doesn't want a career. He wants to do his dream.
What's his dream?
Sail.
He did it.
Okay, now he's gonna keep going. Hawaii was just the first stop.
Guess what?
He wants to sail the world. Hawaii was the first stop.
Well, how are you going to eat?
What do you mean, how are you going to eat? There's fish everywhere.
And he has a GoFundMe.
Yeah, he's got a GoFundMe.
Everyone's going to get bored of the GoFundMe.
He's got a lot of temptation
Did
treats.
you hear Stalker Patty?
Yeah.
She has to choose between eating and paying her bills.
Okay, there's two different people.
Yeah, completely different.
I've also heard, I can't confirm that he comes from money.
You mean a 29-year-old's 401k didn't buy that boat?
I've heard
and nobody
he comes from money.
Why won't anyone say that? How did you afford a boat with a 401k that's been collecting for 6 months?
And by the way, you could buy like a 40-year-old boat it's not that expensive. I don't know what kind of boat he has.
Is it going to make it from Oregon to Hawaii?
Sure.
No, because you're thinking about those planes that Nathan was looking at with the wire sticking out of them.
That wasn't even...
You can get a 737 pretty cheap, too. I'm not flying it.
I'm not saying that the boat's sitting in a junkyard. You can buy a boat that actually is operational. It's easier to float a boat than to fly a plane.
That's not what a boat
I don't know
not what a boat captain would tell you. They're going to be very insulted by that.
I mean, you have a rudder.
I mean,
a sail. I mean,
honestly,
what do you need?
I'd agree with you. Oh, wow, you can sail a boat. Like, it's the wind, dude. It's not even you doing the work. But
Mother Nature.
Yeah, I mean, you heard him when he was on Anderson Cooper. He was like, when are you going to get there? He's like, I don't know. If it's super windy, I'll get there tomorrow. If it's not windy at all, 6 months. I don't know what to tell you. Libby in Oregon. What's up, Libby?
This is who you want to co-sign.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Let's see if she agrees with me. I don't know. What's up, Libby?
Hey, I do agree with Sam.
Thank you.
One, I've got a couple of things. I'm a little annoyed that the guys from Oregon were getting a bad rap.
You're a lazy people.
Yeah, he's the one giving you a bad rap.
But I don't see any difference. I know that I've done a little bit of research on this story. What's the difference between somebody that's like on a corner with their dog, you know, and they're like, anything will help? It just because he has a GoFundMe, it is pretty much like begging, right, Sam?
Yeah, it's e-begging. It's e-begging, and here's the difference. Nobody goes on when Troy is walking to work and he sees a hobo on the street corner with a dog and a sign that says, "I just want something to eat." You don't go, "Look at that hero. He's really figured things out."
Yeah, exactly. They're just living their dream. They're living their dream right there.
Exactly. Oh man, he's living his dream. All he ever wanted was a piece of cardboard and a dog.
Exactly. He doesn't want to have that 9 to 5 job.
He's sitting on the sidewalk, and you go, "Hey, look at he gets to live in New York City. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that miraculous?"
What a piece of shit.
Who, the homeless guy?
No, you
and
Libby.
No, Libby's right.
No.
You agree with Libby, Sam? So you're
Libby knows. Libby's a Husky teacher, so she knows. I'm sure there have been
Stop it! I am not a Husky teacher. I've never been a teacher, and I'm not a Husky.
She's a Husky educator.
No, I'm educating you right now.
She's not Husky.
On
she's
that.
Oh.
But what I did see is that, like, okay, I'm confused about one thing.
Go ahead.
Does the cat have a disease, or does he have a disease?
I believe that he had a medical ailment that could have been really bad, but wasn't. That's my understanding.
Okay, all right. And he worked at a tire shop.
Yeah, he sold tires.
And do you have any idea where in Oregon this tire shop was?
Only place I know in Oregon, there's 2 places in Oregon I'm aware of. Portland and Bend. Because Bend has the last Blockbuster.
Oh, yeah. You never got my candle. I got that for you. But there's also Eugene, Oregon, where U of O is. Anyway.
And what about Astoria?
Is there an Astoria in Oregon?
Oh, yeah, the Goonies.
That's where the Goonies.
Oh, sick. Sick ref.
Yeah.
And then Brownsville, that also, you know, they did Stand By Me, which is also an amazing movie.
I mean, it's a great movie. Jerry O'Connell crushed it.
Oh, yeah. Well,
right,
I'm more of a River Phoenix person. Anyway, long story short.
Yeah, too late.
The reason...
Long story long.
Stop it. The reason I called in is I agree with Sam.
Oh, good.
And if there's any way that we can find out what tire shop he worked at, there is no fucking way that he was making $150,000 a year.
Of course not.
That's what the AP thing says. There's no way.
Unless it was his dad. Unless it was his dad's tire shop.
Yeah. People need tires.
I mean, unless he was working for like Les Schwab or something like that.
Thank you, Libby. I love that you're like,
right.
Tires are expensive, like as if you're selling tires, you get a cut.
Well, everybody
profiting.
needs tires. What do you like? That's like something it's like evergreen job.
Doesn't matter what car you
he's
have.
making $150K. Because I watched that show Tires. I don't think Shane was making $150K. He wasn't acting like he was. You see Tires?
Yeah. Well, there's obviously like levels.
True.
By the way, you were taking what he says literally when he said you can be making $150,000 a year and you still feel like you're just making ends meet. You know what I mean? He wasn't saying I am making $150,000 a year. He was saying it like in the general sense.
He was making $32K and his dad was paying his rent.
Maybe. I'm just saying you're taking that literally.
Okay, so that's the quote. No, I read it the same way you do, and he's wrong. By the way, if you're making $150K, I mean,
if you're making $150K in Oregon, you're probably doing really well.
I mean, Travis. How would you feel making $150K?
I'd love that.
Yeah, exactly.
It would change my life.
It'd be awesome. It would fucking rule.
Yeah.
You know how many people are not making $150K that read that quote going,
huh?
I mean, if you say so, but I feel like it'd be pretty badass to make $150K. You're right, especially in Oregon. In Bend, you know how many Blockbuster rentals you could get for $150K?
Being diagnosed 4 years ago with a syndrome that carried a risk of paralysis made him realize he hated his job as a manager at a tire company. A job requiring him to be clean-shaven and wear pressed shirts.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, that sucks.
That sucks.
So why don't
you know what rules about working here?
You can grow a beard.
You can grow a beard, and I don't have to wear press shirts.
Actually, I got some rules I want to talk to you guys about after the show.
Oh, shit.
I just think we need to present ourselves a little better.
He abruptly quit his job with no money, no plan, no problem, and $10,000 in debt.
A tire store manager in Hillsboro, Oregon, at Discount Tire, can expect to earn an average annual salary of $58,919.
It's great money.
By the way, $58,000 for a lot of people in this country is great money. It's above the national average, I believe, of annual salary for one person. And in Oregon, $58,000 will take you about as far as you need to go in Oregon.
The boat cost him $50,000.
Yeah.
He didn't have $50,000 in his
He liquidated his retirement savings, taught himself to sail.
Shut the fuck up.
And then moved from Portland
Travis, do you remember being 29? It was a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. I remember being 29.
What did your retirement fund look like at 29?
I couldn't have bought a boat. I'll tell you that much.
Like, stop.
Honestly, at 29, I don't think I've even looked at it. Because I was like, that's too small to look at.
I don't even remember. I mean, I think I was probably 27 years old when my wife was going like, would you just sign up for the 401k?
I was like, I need that?
Yeah, because I was thinking I'd rather it in my check.
Yeah. I need the money now.
I want the money today. It's my money. I want it now.
I'm J.G. Wentworth.
Yeah. Yeah. And then eventually my wife was like, no, like you're going to live a long life. You're going to need this money later. It's fine.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I started a 401k to get my wife off my back.
Shut up.
Shut up. I'm a
blah,
fine
blah,
401k.
blah.
As soon as the next check came in, I go, this one's a little smaller. You notice that?
Huh. Yeah. Have fun not spending money.
Well, we're not going to dinner tonight then.
Guess we'll have a lot of dinners when we're 60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 29.
Or 29.
I liquidated my retirement. Shut up, dude. What are you talking about? And I bet he wasn't even the manager. To be manager already at 29 is pretty...
You can be manager at 29.
Only if you're very motivated.
Maybe he was motivated. You don't know anything about this guy. Obviously, he's motivated.
Obviously, he's
Look
lazy.
at what he was able to do.
No, he's lazy.
No.
He's not motivated.
He's not lazy.
He's lazy.
He's a risk taker.
Yeah.
What's the risk?
Death?
Pacific Ocean?
Yeah. The seas are angry.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's a crazy thing to do.
If you're not considering the risk, you're not a risk taker. If you're an idiot.
He considered the risk.
Yeah, of course.
But if you're an idiot and you don't even think, oh yeah, I guess that could kill me. Or if you think you're invincible because you come from money, that doesn't make you a risk taker.
Well, he's still out there by himself. What, do you think he has another boat following him just in case something happens?
Okay.
Like, to get in a boat and want to do that is a pretty crazy thing to do.
Only because you know it's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, you're putting your life at risk to try to do something.
If you're a thoughtless person, you're like, yeah, I could just take this boat to Hawaii. You know what I mean?
We don't know if he sounds like a guy with, Down syndrome.
Yeah. I don't know. You said he had a syndrome. I didn't. So
he credits it all to his neck issue, which shook up my world and changed my perspective on everything.
His neck issue.
If you have a neck issue, bro, like,
my neck hurts right now.
My back.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, my pussy and my crack.
How about just get a Sealy Posturepedic, okay?
Here's his quote, and I find this inspirational, and I think Troy will too.
Funny you should ask.
Everything I've done I thought was impossible. Sailing around the world is such a ridiculous dream. Whatever your dream is, just go. Just do it.
Love that.
Just do it.
Love that.
Dash
Oliver
Nike,
Witcher.
dash Oliver from the boat.
Love that. Go for it.
Right? Yeah, go for it. Just do it.
By the way, anybody that takes life advice from a 29-year-old is also a total idiot. What the hell would that guy know about life?
Yeah, but some people are just smarter than others.
At 29? Yeah.
At 29?
This guy seems real smart. I'm going to liquidate my retirement.
Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook.
And look at him now. He has to learn how to be a person.
He's crushing it. I've seen him.
Crushing box is what he's doing.
Talking about coffee.
Yeah, exactly. You can't have a conversation about coffee. Scott. What's going on, Scott?
Old Sam Jelly Roberts. Hey, for the record, real quick, Libby does sound a little roomy in the hips. But regardless, dude, I just think you're jealous, man. The dude cheated. He cheat coded life. Of what? Because he's not working. And you're like, this motherfucker, while you're juggling 17 million things, and your kids are like, Dad, I still want more. And you're like, motherfucker, I can't get it all done. And this kid's like, fuck it, I'm out. I'm going to freaking get free money and go sail and not do shit. That's such an inspiration for so many people.
Number one, I think you're projecting about those kids.
No, I raised my kids. My daughter just turned 18, so I'm good.
Shout out to you. But number
Thanks,
two,
man.
I mean, look, there's a lot of people that listen to this show and say Sam's getting free money. So I'm not really, I'm not.
That's a good point.
And this whole cheat code for life, a 29-year-old quitting his job and starting a GoFundMe. Talk to me when you're 30. Talk to me when you're 38. Talk to me when you're 42.
Look, I'm not saying it's not going to run out, but dude's like, he can do all this and doesn't have to pay for it. Like, I don't know. It's pretty freaking, it's a pretty cool freaking thing.
It's not cool at all, Scott.
He's awesome.
Thank you. He's not awesome. And I'll tell you this, if I was his father, I'd be embarrassed and disappointed. That's how I would feel. Embarrassed and disappointed. I wouldn't want to tell people. They'd be like, isn't that your kid? I go, different Oliver.
I don't know that guy.
I don't know who that is. It sounds stupid to me. And then they go, I think it's pretty cool. I go, well, you're stupid too. Jeremy in North Carolina.
I got to agree with the last caller. Not so much about you being jealous, but there's a calling that some people get. I live at the coast of North Carolina. I know personally 2 people who were fucking broke. They had $35 in their bank account. They saved up money, got sailboats, and fucking circumnavigated the fucking world.
See?
Like, this shit happens. I don't know why, but people do it. You don't have to be fucking rich. You don't have to be making $150,000. I knew a guy who was probably making $20K a year, saved up money, bought a fucking boat, and was circumnavigated the whole fucking world. So you don't have to be fucking rich.
Yeah, I'm not impressed by that guy's story whatsoever.
Because you're jealous.
I'm not jealous at all.
You are.
However, I do feel like I don't think it's jealousy, but maybe it is. I do feel like if there are national stories about this guy, and he's going on like Anderson Cooper and stuff, like, tell us your story. This is amazing. I go like, I got a much more amazing story. The story of me. Why don't you interview me? Why don't you talk to me about my life? I can give all kinds of great advice.
You?
Me.
No, Sam Roberts.
Yes. Me personally.
This explains what's happening.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because Sam has worked his ass off, which
Thank
you
you,
have
Thank
for
you.
many years.
Tell Anderson Cooper.
And this guy completely jumped past you
No,
in
he
fame.
didn't.
In fame.
For maybe today.
And you also think that the way you view your work ethic and life is the way everybody across the board needs to view it. Your view is the proper view, and anybody that doesn't see life and what they should do with their life exactly the way you do they're the fucking idiot.
I don't think they should do it exactly the way I do it. I think they should do it exactly the way I say they should do it. I'm usually,
by the way,
pretty good at meeting a person and within 10 minutes go, here's what you need to do with your life. Just follow the plan. And when they start going like, I'm going to pursue this dream I made up instead.
He didn't make it up. How do you know he made it up?
I know he made it up.
He closed his GoFundMe.
Good. Don't reopen it.
He's not being greedy.
How much did he make?
$115,951.
Must be nice.
That'd feel great.
Yeah,
Must be
it's
nice.
awesome.
I hope they tax it up the wazoo.
What?
He's in international waters. They can't do that.
Yeah.
Hawaii is part of the nation.
Are those waters part of the nation?
He's in Hawaii now.
Also, he'll probably pay the taxes. He's a good dude.
He's not a good dude.
And then he's going to keep going on to his next place.
Which is where?
I don't know. What's next?
Japan?
Maybe Japan.
I hope he goes to Japan in his little rinky-dink $13 boat that he got with his 29-year-old retirement savings. I can't stand him. And I can't stand the adulation. The adulation bothers me more. And it's not that I mean...
Troy's right. You hate seeing people succeed.
No, I don't. I like seeing people succeed.
That don't.
I just
do
shouted
it the
out
way
Stephen
you
A.
did it.
That don't do it.
Stephen A's crushing the game.
Yeah, because he's the one guy that's got more shows than you.
And he's doing it. The shows are good, too.
He's amazing. He's incredible.
Yeah.
But this guy is, he's doing his thing.
Sucks.
He's doing his thing.
And I mean, I can sit down with this guy for 5 minutes. I go, here's exactly what you should be doing. I'm going to quit my job and sail on a boat. Okay, well then, don't waste my time.
Well, I don't think he's asking you, bro.
He is.
This guy is asking Sam Roberts for
Well, he should be.
No, last guy.
Ah.
He should.
You're
We
the
mean
last
last
guy. On
guy.
the list. Oh, yeah, you're the last guy. Because he's like, I don't want to hear this bullshit.
You know why? Because he doesn't want the tough answers. I'm like Dr. Phil. He doesn't want the hard truth. That's why. He'd rather just have the people licking his bunghole is what he would like. That's what he wants to enjoy. People licking his bung. And I'm not going to do that.
I think what he wants is he wants to just do what he wants to do.
Oh, great. I just want to do whatever I want. Oh, cool. Must be nice.
It's his life. He can do whatever he wants.
I can't wait. 3 years.
3 years for what?
Remember me? I'm the kid. He's going to, because you know what is going to irk me so bad? He's going to sell his life rights and they're going to make a movie. And Eddie Vedder's going to do the soundtrack.
That's going to be great.
Sailing around the world. It's going to be terrible.
Play ukulele.
Ugh. What if we added a ukulele on the boat?
Yeah, he's going to write a book.
Oh, yeah. He probably is going to write a book.
Yeah.
My Life on the Seas.
I would love to read about it.
What's there to read?
What did Phoenix do today?
Took a shit and smelled the air.
Right.
Yeah.
Diary of a Cat Daddy.
Yeah.
Maybe he becomes a life coach after this.
I would take advice from him.
Oh, my God. Do you have any idea?
That would send you into a tailspin.
There'd be steam coming out of my ears. Because people would go to him. What do you think I should do? He go, I don't know. Have you thought about quitting your job? Cashing in your 401k? There's $19 in my 401k. Yeah, it's a start. I cash it in right now.
Gotta start somewhere.
What do I do when I'm 39? Whatever. Figured out that. I don't know. Whatever. You know what he'd say? Become a life coach. It's a great racket.
I mean, are you upset with people that got into Bitcoin early and invested money and now they've literally done nothing? They just put money from here to here.
They got lucky.
They got very lucky. No. That doesn't make you angry?
Not at all. Shout out to them.
Why? It's the same thing.
If they were lauded as heroes, I'd be like, that's not a hero.
I don't know. And nobody's calling this guy a hero.
No, nobody's calling him a hero.
Somebody literally just called this radio show and said he figured out a life hack.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Anybody can quit their job and have no money and sail on a boat. That's not a life hack.
Yeah, but not everybody can be successful, and he is.
What's successful?
Plus, he's kind of good looking.
Okay, that's what it is for you.
And he was on Anderson Cooper.
Yeah, he was on Anderson Cooper. You're just jealous you're not on Anderson Cooper.
Never. And for me, I've been on a couple podcasts. CNN is it.
CNN? Like Wolf Blitzer is like top of the heap.
I would love to be on Wolf Blitzer's show. I wish. That's my dream.
Yeah. Well,
and he's been on the air for a while. So you know it's been over 15 years. Why can't I go on Wolf Blitzer's show to be like, oh, we heard you've done great for yourself, Sam. Tell us all about it. I go, well, Wolf, I'm glad you asked. Scott in Virginia.
Hey, anybody can get a boat. Remember that guy in the hurricane last year? What was his name? Captain Dan?
I like Captain Dan, though. I liked him.
I mean, you'd be like, that guy's a fucking idiot.
He could sail the 7 seas, couldn't he? With one leg.
Yes, he could. And he survived a hurricane in a boat. I like Captain Dan.
Well,
he was a principled guy.
I think you might want to take that. I think he had didn't he have some issues?
Oh, fuck. I was thinking about the first time we talked about him. They were right, the second
Remember,
time.
it went downhill.
I liked Captain Dan before we found out about the arrest record. I forgot about the arrest record. I was just thinking about the boat and the hurricane. As far as boat and hurricane goes, I was cool.
He had
all
a real
the other
quick
stuff,
48 hours.
Yeah, not cool with the other stuff. Not cool with the other stuff at all.
No, didn't he have like a Twitch deal and then he lost it the next day?
He lost it very quickly.
Yeah. Well, he said something. You can't
well, it's cancel culture.
Yeah, that's true. It's run amok.
It's run amok. Okay, the woke mind virus strikes again. And it takes Captain Dan right out of superstardom. Captain Dan was the gentleman that when the hurricane ripped through Tampa, that tore the roof off of, what was it, Minute Maid Park?
Tropicana Field.
Tropicana Field. I knew it was one of the orange juices. Tropicana Field. He decided to just sit in a boat that was tied up to a dock. And he survived it.
Yeah. And everyone was like, look at this guy. He's crushing it.
Yeah. I'll tell you, Andrew Cuomo is trying to get back into the public eye, with politics and everything.
Yeah.
And there's nothing, and I know we've been New York centered today with the Knicks and everything, but there's nothing that I love more. Something happens when you become a public figure on the level of Andrew Cuomo, where I think it's so hard, and we saw it with Bill Gates on Ellen. For some reason, for some of these guys, it becomes next to impossible to remember what it was like to be an actual human being. What do people do? And you try to mimic people as well as you can, but you always somehow screw it up. So they asked him in a Q&A, right? They go okay, he wants to be the mayor of New York City, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So this is pretty important in New York City.
And I think he's going to be.
And they always say this. They always go, what's your bodega order? What's your breakfast order? And it's always a gotcha. If I was running for office, I'd say, nope, that's a gotcha. I'm not doing that.
You wouldn't just answer?
No.
Well, especially if you knew the answer.
Well, if I actually was me now,
yes,
I could tell you what my answer is.
Of course.
Bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup. Yeah. That's it.
Boom.
On a roll. Yeah. On a roll.
Not a rainbow bagel?
If it is a day that has been lacking in fun, and I want it to be more fun, and I see a rainbow bagel in the basket, then I'll put it on a rainbow bagel.
And it is June, so it's Pride.
That's true. It's my pride bagel.
Right.
But I probably won't get ketchup on the bacon, egg, and cheese if it's on a bagel because there's too many orifices for the ketchup to squeeze out of. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So for me, it wouldn't be an issue.
Okay, it's weird, but okay.
The bagel orifices.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay. So
I'm saying you don't get any ointment on any bagel product?
No, otherwise
you don't do a butter?
You wouldn't do ketchup on a bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel?
No.
But you'll do it on a
roll.
That's weird.
Because the orifices of the bagel, I don't want the ketchup.
Because there's no hole.
Well, yeah, there's an orifice.
Orifice, right.
But when it drops, like if the ketchup drops out of the orifice,
yeah,
you just like kind of dip it.
But I'm afraid it'll get on a shirt.
We wear a bib.
I'm not going to wear a bib to eat a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Well, just in case it gets messy.
You think Troy has bibs at home?
I think he does. I
wore a bib the other night.
What were you eating that you need a bib for?
I was eating wontons and chili oil.
Okay.
And every time I go to this place in Orlando, I always splash. I had a nice button down on.
Nice. Was it a nice button down or an Orlando nice button down?
The button downs I wear here.
So Orlando nice.
Yeah.
It was a Big Johnson button down.
That's right.
And I asked my fiance, I said, listen, I always get chili oil on my shirt. Are you offended if I wear a bib?
And she said, of all the things that you've done.
She said, what?
No, of all the things for me to be offended of that you've done, a bib is the least of my concerns.
Well, we're at a nice, we love this restaurant down there.
Orlando nice.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Taste of Chengdu.
Shout out.
In Baldwin Park.
Shout out.
Love it. That's our spot.
So you put a bib on?
So I put it tucked in a napkin.
Tuck your napkin into your collar.
Yeah.
Do you put another napkin on your
that's
lap?
Classy.
I did.
So you look like a mummy. You were covered in napkins from head to toe.
Yeah.
Because you can't eat. You make a mess.
And I splashed a little chili oil and I go, look.
Right.
Look what I did. I prevented a mess.
And was she impressed by that? Was she glad that you pointed it out?
Of course. Let me see it. I'll see if she can send it to me right now. So
Yeah. Yeah. But you see, that's why it's either get no ketchup on the bacon, egg, and cheese because of the orifices, or
be a grown-ass man wearing a bib.
Well, turn myself into a toilet paper mummy so I can eat without getting messy.
Dad made uh-oh.
Right. I don't want to make uh-oh, so I get it without the ketchup.
I mean, yeah. So that would solve your problem.
It would, but it would give me a host of new problems.
I don't know who's going to see you.
You're in a restaurant. That's in public.
I don't give a shit.
Right.
Like, what are they going to do? Oh, that jerk off is wearing a bib? Like, I don't care.
Right.
They could come on and be like, hey, you look like a jerk off. I'd be like, hey, fuck you.
I didn't think about it from that perspective. I haven't given up completely.
I'm not giving up completely. I want to enjoy food.
You haven't given up completely?
What would make you think I gave up completely?
Just a general malaise, like a sort of aura of submission.
Well, no, I'll disagree. I don't think he's given up completely because if he's given up completely in life, he wouldn't care about a little stain on his shirt, and he still cares about.
I just washed it. I literally just washed it and ironed it, and so I wore it out to dinner to look nice.
That's a great point.
Yeah,
he's one step removed from not giving.
Yeah,
like he doesn't care about social ramifications of anything, but he doesn't want to get messy.
No. Nobody wants to be messy.
And chili oils, I mean, it stains. It's hard to get out.
Right. No, so I just don't get ketchup instead.
Oh, ketchup, dude, it's like you need that with a bacon. It's too dry.
Well, I don't mind, but I don't mind dry. I'm not a big ointment guy.
But why do you enjoy it on a roll?
Because it doesn't squeeze out of the top or the bottom.
And you could put a delicate layer of ketchup. You don't have to completely...
Well, I don't do it myself. The guy in the deli does it.
Well, you can get a little packet and do it
you could say light ketchup.
I don't want light ketchup. I want it to be a nice biteful.
What about getting it on the side and just dunk it?
Yeah, do a little dip.
I'm not dunking. I'm not doing
what?
You're not going to do a little dip?
No. I don't dunk a sandwich.
Dude, bro, what the fuck is going on with you?
You don't dunk a sandwich?
No.
Do you dunk a burger?
I don't eat burgers.
Oh, that's right.
Dunk chicken fingers?
Yeah, you
I'll
dunk
dunk a chicken finger. There's
Will
no-
you dunk a chicken sandwich?
No.
If I grab a chicken sandwich from Wendy's and I
Right.
have some sauce left over from my nugs,
You mean sauce?
sauce.
Right.
I'll dunk that chicken sandwich in the sauce.
Well, I mean, it's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
But I don't dunk a sandwich. Won't do it.
That's Troy. You dunk a sandwich,
bro. Douse.
Yeah.
I'll get sauce on the sandwich, but I won't dunk.
I'll put it on the sandwich and dunk it.
Get a little ketchup on the side. Put a little salt and pepper in the ketchup.
Now you're talking.
See?
But you really like to live it
You still
up,
have so
though.
much to learn.
Yeah. No, I'm not dunking a sandwich. I'm not going to do that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. That shit that comes out of this
Keep
guy's
not
mouth
living
is
your best
crazy.
life. Yeah.
It's not my preference.
Okay.
It's not my preference.
You're going to shit on this guy for being on a fucking boat.
Yeah.
And do live his life, but you're not going to dunk a sandwich
I won't.
in sauce?
I'll dunk a Dunkaroo. I'll dunk a chicken tender.
I mean, obviously, you're going to dunk a Dunkaroo.
Right. I'll dunk a nug.
Otherwise, it's just a roux.
Right. And I'm not doing that.
No.
But no. I won't do that. I won't go that far.
You
I was
do
hanging,
anything.
I was hanging out with somebody recently who likes to dunk pizza.
Dunk pizza in what?
Oh, Papa John's, the little...
yeah.
That's
Something
the
like
shit.
that.
Garlic butter sauce.
Love the garlic butter sauce. Is that what you're talking about?
It wasn't a Papa John's, but it was similar. It was
I'll dunk all day.
You will.
I'll dunk each bite.
You will.
In the garlic sauce?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, I don't do that.
Yeah, I don't dunk a pizza either.
Pizza's made, that's the way the pizza's made.
That's the way I see.
In my opinion.
That's the way I see sandwiches.
Yeah, but you have control over the sandwich.
Not
Like, if you want ketchup on your bacon, egg, and cheese on a rainbow bagel because it's Pride Month,
and it's fun.
But you don't want it to spill out of the orifices, you have the power
It's
to
different.
dunk it.
I like it when they put it on for me.
That's so... bro.
Do it for me. That checks out.
I like it when they do it for me.
You like it when everybody does
Yeah,
everything.
you like being like served. Like you have like your service.
Well, that's why. I mean, that's what they do in restaurants. Yes,
It's the service industry.
it's the service industry. That's what they call it.
But you can also do it yourself.
Well, I would have
Like
stayed home.
You're capable of...
I would have stayed home and make a bacon, egg, and cheese then.
You don't just walk into the restaurant and you're like, I'm good. I'm just going to go back there and make something.
Yeah, you mind if I jump on this grill? They go, yeah.
Yeah,
You
actually,
really do
yeah.
mind that.
It's a liability.
Can I dip my hand in the cash register while I'm back here? They're like, no. I have. I will be at home and make a bacon, egg, and cheese.
On a bagel?
Whatever I got.
And do you put the ketchup on?
Yeah, or without ketchup or whatever. Yeah, I'm not particular. Sometimes I'll just go, you know what? I don't see any bread around here. I'll just turn this motherfucker into an omelet.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean,
I'll say
you're
that.
Making an
Yeah?
omelet.
In front of the kids?
100%.
Oh, wow.
My 6-year-old will come up to me going, Daddy, what are you doing? I go, I'm about to turn this motherfucker into an omelet. I think that's a rap lyric.
I think you're probably right.
I turned that motherfucker into an omelet. So, but anyway, obviously.
I'll never figure you out.
And
especially eating. Eating is so strange with, like, your eating is just insane.
Okay. Intern Danielle chiming in.
Okay.
Shout out to intern Danielle.
Dip pizza and ranch.
Bro.
That's a
good call.
That's a good move. I don't do it, but that's a great move because I love pizza. I love ranch. I'm raising my children to dip everything in ranch.
But like regular pizza and ranch?
As opposed to what?
I don't know, like chicken bacon ranch pizza?
I mean, that feels a little on the nose. It's already got ranch on it.
Yeah, there's already marinara sauce.
No, that's true. No, I think people will like regular pizza and ranch. That could be good. It's a flavor explosion.
You're right. You're right.
Plus, I think that's how they do it in Italy. I think it's an Italian thing. But yeah, obviously we take breakfast seriously in New York. The bodega order, the deli order, the everything. And I mean, when you do it wrong, there couldn't be anything more humiliating in my mind than saying, here's my order. And it's like, you've never ordered that once before in your life. Andrew Cuomo did a Q&A for the New York Times. And I believe they asked him, I need the whole quote, Mike. They asked him, what is your breakfast order? Or what is your bodega order? Or whatever, however they phrased it. It was something like that. And he said, I get bacon, cheese, and egg on an English muffin.
English muffin.
There's so much wrong with it. First of all, can you imagine saying, can I get a bacon, cheese, and egg?
Yeah. I mean,
what even is that?
Nobody's ever said that.
Nobody's ever said that. No. And then they go, I get it on an English muffin?
No. There's one breakfast sandwich you get on an English muffin.
What is it?
McDonald's.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And it's a McMuffin. Yeah, of course. That's it. I mean, did you notice it didn't even come up? You guys said to me, what do you get your bacon, egg, and cheese on? A bagel or a roll?
I would never be like, not an English muffin.
If you said not an English muffin, we would have had to end the show because the whole rest of the morning would be like, look at what an idiot this guy is. If Travis had said, do you ever get it on an English muffin? We would have made fun of him for the 2 months.
Till we walked out of the door.
Yeah.
We'd be like, that guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and then it'd be like, hey, Travis, I know the show is kind of rough today, but we hate you. Because of what you said.
I'd be like, yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah, because of what you said about the English muffin. Bacon, cheese, and egg on an English muffin. Then he says, then I try to take off the bacon, but I don't really take off the bacon.
What does that mean?
I don't know. He says the bagel I try to stay away from to keep my girlish figure.
Okay, that's fine. You're being silly.
Yeah, but I mean, roll?
Roll?
Yeah, roll.
Roll
all day.
Roll is A1 choice.
Also, I don't like people that don't eat bagels.
I'll co-sign that.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Like, I'll just sit there and eat plain bagels. Till the cows come.
Nothing wrong with that.
They're the best.
Yeah.
Especially when they're fresh.
Oh.
I mean, what's better?
The other night, I got bagels in the morning. I said, Jess, what happened to the bagels? She said, I froze them because they've been here all day, so I froze them. So I said, oh, great. I took them out of the freezer, pop one in the microwave for a minute. I mean, I downed it so fast, another one's going in the microwave. I was just sitting there eating bagels.
I get it.
It was great. And it was great. A bagel and a Coca-Cola might be the greatest meal on earth. Just a well-made plain bagel. But this guy over here. So now, I mean, I can't. The idea that somebody wants to be the mayor of New York City and says, I get a bacon, cheese, and egg on an English muffin. And by the way, that's never happened. He's never gone into a deli or a bodega and said, can I get a bacon, cheese, and egg on an English muffin? Because they just stare at him.
Bro, we had a mayor that was a total jerk-off and ate a piece of pizza with a fork and a knife.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I mean, what's up with these mayors not knowing how to eat New York City staples?
Well, they're not real people. They're not human beings.
Yeah.
They're like politicians that were made in a factory. They've never like gone and just been like there's no, because it's not so much like, oh, this is the way you have to do it. It's a cultural thing. It's the environment that you're raised in. Like, I was raised outside the city, obviously, in Westchester, but we still...
Same.
Like, there's still delis and bodegas on every corner. Staten Island, like, Jersey is the same, really.
Same.
Like, diners, delis, bodegas.
De Blasio fucked this up 4 or 5 years ago when they asked him what his order was.
What did he say?
He got shit on because he said, my go-to order is a whole wheat bagel, extra cream cheese, and then the fatal flaw.
Go ahead.
Toasted. And everybody said, nobody fucking toasts a bagel.
No.
I mean, I disagree with that, but a whole wheat bagel.
Your problem is the whole wheat.
Yeah, for me, yeah.
You'll toast a bagel?
Of course.
No.
Yeah, sorry. No. I'll toast it all day.
No.
I would never get the bagel toasted.
I like a little crisp to it.
No. You know why I wouldn't get the bagel toasted? Because it's a New York bagel. They're fresh.
Yeah, that's how they should be.
It depends where you go.
Yeah. I mean, I'll get a Dunkin' Donuts bagel toasted.
Depends what time you go, too.
You got if you go. That's true. A Dunkin' Donuts bagel, probably want to get it toasted.
Bro, that was probably made like 4 years ago.
That's right. Get it toasted. Bill de Blasio horrifies New York by proclaiming his love of toasted whole wheat bagels.
I mean...
And it's like you live in New York. It's one of the things that we have. Regardless of... People can get set on fire in the subway all you want. We still have the best bagels. Like, you can still go to Los Angeles and say, how could you call this a bagel? This was in... When did this happen?
This was 2020, I think.
New York City, he tweeted. Oh, he tweeted this too. He wasn't even asked. New York
he just
City,
volunteered the information.
Go back down to the tweet, Mike. Thank you. New York City has the best bagels in the world, but our best bagel Hole in Park Slope, no contest. Don't get there as much as I used to, but it was our go-to when the kids needed a bite before Little League. Whole wheat, extra cream cheese.
And you know what's unfortunate is that because this is the NYC mayor account, it's getting pinned on Eric Adams now.
Oh, wow.
He doesn't need that.
No, he doesn't at all. It's the last thing he needs right now. Trump can't get you off the hook for that.
No, he can't.
His detectives
Look, it says Mayor Eric
assisting
Adams
in
right there.
crypto fucking kidnappings.
Not good. Not good at all. We got to get into that story, too. Yeah, whole wheat extra cream cheese. I mean, the goat of all of this was Jennifer Lopez. Literally Jenny from the Bronx. Or Block, or whatever she said. The Block was in the Bronx, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez gave her Bodega order, her go-to.
Okay.
And instantly, I don't remember. Do you remember this?
I don't. No.
Oh, wait till you hear this, because instantly, I felt like I had lived a lie my entire life. Like this idea that Jennifer Lopez is Miss New York, Jenny from the block, she's a real one. I don't think she's ever been to a bodega a day in her life, which is shocking. Listen to this.
What is the biggest impact that New York has had on you?
It's made me who I am.
And what was your go-to order at the bodega?
My go-to order at the bodega was ham and cheese on a roll with an orange drink, if you know, you know, and a small bag of chips.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
What?
She's talking about quarter waters? Because you're talking about a quarter water, say quarter water.
I don't know if that's what she's talking about.
I don't think that's what she's talking about. Because a quarter water is a quarter water.
It's a quarter water.
Say that.
And you would want to say quarter water
to let people know.
If you know, you know.
Right.
Right. Yeah, quarter water, you'd be like, wow, I get a sandwich, a quarter water, and a bag of chips. Like, that was back then, that was the thing.
Sure.
But a quarter water is like those little plastic barrels of like...
Yeah.
Flavor drink.
What are you talking about?
Flavored drink. Yeah, that's a quarter water. But like, orange drink, if you know, you know.
Yeah, Sunny D?
Like a Sunny Delight? You get that at CVS.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, can you imagine going into a bodega, they got the Grok, what can I get for you? A piece of ham and a piece of cheese on a roll?
I mean, ham and cheese on a roll, I'm not going to shit on.
I mean, I don't think that's a go-to bodega
Especially
order.
in New York City.
No, that wouldn't be a go-to.
Like if I go to Sheetz and they have the pretzel bread,
that's a little different.
Yeah, that all day.
That's a little different. But going into a bodega and saying, you know what I want? And they're like, ham and cheese on a roll? What?
I mean, I feel like J-Lo's been disconnected from any sort of New York City reality for
30 years.
30 plus years.
I think you're right.
She was a fly girl in the early 90s, so I mean...
You think she was disconnected? Once she was a fly girl, it was kind of over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Anybody got an orange drink and a ham and cheese sandwich? What are you, from New York? I tell you, I mean, New York politics is getting very, very spicy. Anthony Weiner is back on the campaign trail, and he's trying to get everybody lit up. He did the great Adam Friedland show, one of the top interview shows in the game right now. He was on to, I don't know, discuss his... Now, he hasn't seen his documentary, Anthony Weiner. But he was on to kind of break down what he had been through, and also his return to politics.
Yeah.
You know, because it's kind of crazy. So the Adam Friedland show, I think people do need to keep in mind as they're looking at it, started as, it was a podcast called Cum Town. You know, like a town full of cum. Cum Town. And Cum Town became, like, it was the first massive podcast to get, like, a huge amount of money on Patreon. Like, it ended up being, like, the first, like, six-figure dollar amount podcast on Patreon. And it was Adam Friedland, and it was Stavi Baby, and it was, of course, Nick Mullen. Stav ended up leaving Cum Town. And he started doing his own thing, focusing more on comedy. He made a movie. The movie was funny. And, I mean, his comedy's funny too, but the movie I saw was good. Yeah. And he does his own podcast now. And so then Nick had said, you know, Adam Friedland had kind of been the punching bag of Cum Town.
Right.
You know? And so Nick said, look, what we're going to do is we're going to invest all this money that Cum Town made into this, like, over-the-top, ridiculous 1970s set, so it looks like a 1970s talk show, and we're gonna make Adam Friedland the star.
It was like a Dick Cavett set almost.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. And it was really funny. And then the guests started to slow down. They started focusing more on like the podcast part of it, but every now and then an interview would pop up. And then like a couple of months ago on a podcast, Nick Mullen announced that he was leaving. He said, I'm not going to do this anymore. He said he was going to, well, I watched it. He said that his plan was to, like, he had fixed an automatic litter box, like the motor in it, and he had felt an unbelievable sense of accomplishment.
Okay.
So he was going to go more focus on stuff like that.
Oh.
And he was considering doing a audio-only podcast where he would teach people how to, like, fix automatic litter boxes and stuff like that. Like a home improvements thing. But Adam was going to go ahead and do the show by himself now. So Nick's not involved in the show anymore. He quit. He's retired. And he hasn't been heard from since, really.
Sure. Okay. Got it.
Okay, so he's retired.
Now I have context.
Right.
Because I heard
right.
that he was no longer with the show.
No, I watched it.
Now I know why.
Yeah.
And it makes sense.
And then Ari Shafir was on the podcast where Nick Mullen was explaining where he was going and everything. And Ari, instead of asking Adam about his plans for the show, completely disregarded Adam Friedland and just kept asking Nick Mullen about like the litter box and the and Nick's plans, which came across a little rude. But I'll tell you, not only has Adam Friedland been doing quite well for himself, but all of a sudden there are like, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at these headlines going, this is a parody, right? And it's not a parody. There are real articles coming out because in the podcast world, ever since they decided to say that the reason Trump got elected was because podcasts, like that's just become the thing. It's not true, but that just becomes the thing. Like Trump got elected because podcasts, we need podcasts. And Gavin Newsom was like, what if I do a podcast and just like go back on everything I've ever said? And like let people insult me on it. And they're like, I don't know if that's what we're looking for. He goes, okay, well I'm going to try anyway. And there's been a quest for the left's version of Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is sitting there going like, I'm not like really trying to be a right wing, like I don't know, I'm just doing my thing. And they're like, no, we need the Democrat version of you. And Joe's like, well, okay, whatever. I don't know what you're talking about. There are real articles coming out now that people are saying Adam Friedland, who started as the punching bag on Cumtown, might be the Joe Rogan of the left because of these interviews that he's doing. And you watch these interviews, and at first it's like, it's so ridiculous that this guest is on the show. And he's had Chris Cuomo on, he's had a bunch of people on. And it's so ridiculous that this guest is on the show. But then you watch the interview, and there's a ton to take away from it. Like he's actually asking real questions, and the conversation ends up being like, this is hilarious, this is weird, but there's takeaway from this. So he had Anthony Weiner on, and Anthony Weiner is he's trying to get back involved in politics. Anthony Weiner, you remember as the sexting guy who also he had spent a little time in jail, for the charges. And he's out of jail now, served his time, and now he's trying to get back involved in politics, and I guess thought going on the Adam Friedland show was the way to go, which I'm glad he did. And Adam brings up this idea that people don't trust the government. And he brings up something that we've talked about on this show, something I know you're interested in, Troy, the idea of people in Congress investing in stock. And Anthony Weiner's take was NBD. That's no big deal. That's fine. Listen to this.
And I'm not playing along. Why? You think that members of Congress should own stocks?
Why shouldn't members of Congress own stock? It's the most transparent fucking body on earth.
I think that
every fucking word is published somewhere. Every word that's said.
That if you have an investment in something,
go ahead,
and there's a piece of legislation that would threaten that investment, do you think that is a conflict of interest?
No.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Because every fucking piece of legislation is incredibly public, and anyone who's investing based on pieces of legislation is not going to do very well.
Let's say you already have an investment, and this would threaten that investment. Is it morally correct?
There are pieces of legislation that threaten and enhance every investment on earth. Go ahead, give me an investment. I'll tell you, there's legislation on both sides.
I don't think for the relaunch. I don't think that's a good one.
Okay, let me tell you this. And this kind of like superficial bumper sticker knowledge of politics.
It's not bumper sticker.
Over it.
There are so many.
This is like wafer thin, man. Anthony, oh my God, the conflict of interest.
It doesn't matter being right. It doesn't matter being right, right? And it sounds bad to people that members of Congress come in with not a lot of money and leave incredibly wealthy. Okay?
I mean, like it's so funny because Adam Friedland is like, he's right. Adam is 100. Like it's actually sound advice from Adam going like, look, even if you think you're right, the perception that people have that government officials are becoming rich while in government based on not money from their salary is hideous. Like it's making people lose faith in the government. And Anthony,
so annoying.
I just love. He's very combative in this whole interview, which is great. I love combative, but he's very combative in the whole interview. But I also love that Adam Friedland will go like, he's asking a serious question, and then when he realizes, oh my God, you're advocating for people in Congress to have stock. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I can't believe you're saying this publicly.
Well, but he also didn't think it was good for the relaunch.
I don't think this is right for the relaunch. Well, he's right. I mean, he's right. Well, then they kept talking, and then they get into it a lot. Like, he's very combative, Anthony Weiner, the whole time. But that's how he's always been. He's a combative guy. Remember, wasn't Anthony Weiner the one that got into a fight with like a rabbi in the bakery that time? I think that the rabbi or something started yelling at him.
Talking about Bagel Guy?
Yelling, but maybe I'm thinking of Bagel Boy, Angry Bagel Boy. But whatever. He's always been a combative guy. Originally, I think a lot of people liked that he was so combative.
Oh yeah, no, you're
Anthony
right.
Weiner. Yeah. He got in a fight with that rabbi that time. People liked that he was so combative because he came, from this sort of more human perspective. Although the human perspective, the fact that he thinks Congress should just be able to buy all the stock they want. I don't know if that's as human as he thinks it is. But they get into the scandals, and Anthony Weiner has said that he has not watched the Anthony Weiner documentary, which he
I don't
should.
believe that for a second.
Especially because, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't seen it in a while, there's a scene in the Anthony Weiner doc where he is rewatching his appearances on news shows with like a fine-tooth comb and like getting his wife in. See, I got him there, and his wife is like, dude, they got you.
He's a politician. He's obsessed with himself. There's no way he didn't watch the documentary.
I mean, his ego's insane.
It's crazy.
The ego that he's had that has fueled his sex addiction, the ego that he displayed in the doc, the ego that he displays in this interview. Like, he's an egomaniac, but
You talking about Carlos Danger?
That was him, right? Yeah. Carlos Danger. My man Carlos. C to the D. Yeah. But most politicians
have
insane egos. You have to, I mean, the level of power that you have to want. I look at the lives of these politicians and going like, why wouldn't you just quit? Why would you want to do this? Like, go sail around the world.
I mean, you have to have an ego to be like, I can take care of all of you.
Yeah, I'm the guy you need. I got all the ideas for all of you, not just for me. So they get into Anthony Weiner's first scandal, and while Adam Friedland is trying to make a bigger point about all of it, Anthony Weiner kind of cuts him off and just simplifies it.
It represents an intersection of like an old kind of New York tabloid press, which is like that was kind of an old world thing.
Correct.
And then the new world introduction of technology into...
That's one version. The other version is it was a relatively slow news period, and I'm a guy named Weiner who tweeted out a picture of his dick.
But
so
you
there's
were the
that.
first guy too.
No, I'm saying that I'm not dismissing that idea. I'm saying that there was an element of it.
But Matt Gaetz fucked the kid.
Right. And if
Hey,
his
pause for a
name
second.
was
Pause for a second. I don't.
That's what got me.
Like, as a declarative statement.
But he fucked a kid.
Because I want you guys to hear Anthony Weiner's response to this as well. That's why I had him hit pause. But go back a little bit so you can hear the context. I do love that, like, Adam Friedland's style is very like, well, I don't even know why you're here, but I'm just going to talk to you like a person, because there aren't a lot of people that do that. Okay, go ahead.
An old world thing.
Correct.
And then the new world introduction of technology into...
That's one version. The other version is it was a relatively slow news period, and I'm a guy named Weiner who tweeted out a picture of his dick.
But
so
you
there's
were the
that.
first guy too.
No, I'm saying that I'm not dismissing that idea. I'm saying that there was an element of it.
But Matt Gaetz fucked the kid.
Right, and if his name was Matt Kidfucker,
No.
then the story would...
No, that's not true. Think about it this way.
That's a funny response. Because he's not wrong. The fact that his name was Anthony Weiner and we saw his wiener was like one of the great things that's ever happened. I mean, it's like...
I mean, of course that contributed to it.
Of course.
Big time. And do you think that Anthony Weiner... I also think that the repetitive nature... First, the obsessive denials.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fact that he kept doing it also added to it. Like, I think it's a far more unique story than he gives credit to. And I think if the exact story played out again now, it would still be a big story.
Of course it would, because then he went away for a while.
Right.
He said, I learned my lesson. He decided to run for mayor.
Right.
And then he did it again.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Can't help himself.
He can't. He wants to show it. He wants to show people what he's got. You got to see this thing. I look at it in the mirror every day. You guys got to see it. And then he tries to take over the room from Adam, and he kind of does for a moment here in this clip.
What are you going to do? Yell at me that Congress people should have fucking stocks? Okay. I mean, like, when this subject comes up, it's unpleasant for you to talk about, right?
Yeah, look, we can do it. It's just let's move off of this one not terribly novel idea that technology played a part in my.
What I'm saying is this: you're running for office right now, right?
This is the fourth time you've kind of given me advice on how to do something. I criticize
because you're doing a bad job right now.
Okay,
I'm just telling you.
It could be, but your defense to me,
yid to yid, you got to be like a little bit smooth. You got to be smooth.
You've also done this bit 4 times already. I get it. Sometimes I critique the question you're asking, and you do this thing of like, this is not good for you to make fun of your host on the show. It's not working. I'm like, all right, I get it. I get it. I get it. All right, you turned the paper over. I thought that was a good sign. I thought we were going to go to some new material.
We're living in bizarro world, dude.
Yeah.
That this is all playing out.
And Anthony Weiner's got nothing to lose.
Anthony Weiner's got nothing to lose, and he's coming from that place.
Yeah.
Where I'm just
he's running
do
for
it.
city council.
But this is what happens. This is what happens every time. This is what happened with Trump. This is what happens to all of it, right? Anthony Weiner has nothing to lose, so he can just do whatever. Adam Friedland has nothing to lose because he's not like a serious political guy. So it's not like he has a career to lose. Then they go on a show like this. Both of them have nothing to lose. They give you gold, and they get raised up, and all of a sudden, people lose the irony. People lose the fact that they had nothing to lose to begin with because they weren't these people, and we make them these people. It's the movie Network every single time. We make them these people, and then all of a sudden, we turn around, and because they had nothing to lose, now Adam Friedland is the top voice in left politics, and Anthony Weiner's the president. You know what I mean? Like that's the. Tell me that the picture I just painted, is that ridiculous?
No, you're absolutely on the mark.
Because we're sitting here laughing at this, and we're going, what are we saying? Why don't we have more stuff like this? And then the left is going, why don't we have more stuff like this? And then all of a sudden it just starts snowballing, and every time people forget where it started. Mm-hmm. They forget where they came from, and they just see the result of this snowball. And they go, I want the snowball. Don't isolate that. And and you end up in a scenario where we've put people in these positions that is absolutely insane. So then, as he's done, as he's kind of avoided a little bit talking about his scandal because he brushes off a lot of it. Oh, they've already talked about this. Oh, this. He has that kind of attitude throughout most of the talk of scandal. What I thought was amazing. I actually thought this was really wow, because I'm fascinated by stories of people in prison. Like when people talk about what it's actually like in jail. Because all it takes is one crime and any of us end up in there in this whole world that exists simultaneously to the world that we're in, and how do we survive? Anthony Weiner started actually talking to Adam about what his time was like in jail and how he survived and how he did better. And it was, I don't know, to me, I thought it was really interesting.
How did you politic?
I formed relationships with a lot of different elements inside.
Yeah.
There were guys at the prison library, these more senior black guys, and I would kibitz with them about what's going on in Washington. I worked in the rec yard, and so, those guys I got a relationship with. I lived with the unit storeman. Some people.
What's the storeman?
It's the guy who has stuff that he sells. You can only go to the commissary every so often, but if someone wants to go watch a movie and they want to get a bag of chips, the storeman will take care of you. And I lived with that guy, and no one really fucks with the storeman. And so there were ways that I stayed safe.
Isn't that wild that
it's interesting.
It's so interesting. Yeah. And it's also just interesting that somebody like Anthony Weiner knows that kind of lingo, like the storeman, because he lived that life.
Yeah, he had to live that life. Yeah.
How long was he in jail for?
That's a good question.
A little bit, right? I mean, it was long enough that he figured out he needed to live with the storeman and get the bag of chips and everything.
18 months.
Yeah, a year and a half.
Yeah, that's long enough.
Yeah. So it's like he's got that whole life. He's got that whole year. And I wonder, too, when you talk about he has nothing left to lose, if doing a year and a half in jail is kind of one of those things where, of course, you don't want to go back, but you also now know it. So it's like all this stuff that's not jail is a lot less scary. Mike, I would imagine after actually defending our country, the triviality of what goes on as a regular human being day to day is a lot less scary.
Oh yeah, sometimes you just get bored and you're like, oh, it would be cool to be back in Iraq today.
Right. Because you're like that level of adrenaline and excitement in there, and we actually are dealing with life or death stuff.
You can't
here.
replace it.
It's wild.
You feel like there's like an emptiness. You're just like, I would just love to lift weights, crank some rippets, and go out on patrol today.
Is that why you lift like that? Because you're just like, I need just something to like to just spark me.
You need just an outlet for the energy that doesn't exist over here.
That's why you love all that fist pump music too.
Oh, of course, gets you fucking going.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, I think that there are a handful of things that completely shift your perspective on day-to-day life. Prison is one of them. I think the military is one of them. You know, it's wild. But there was only one way, I think, for this conversation to end, after it just being such a acid trip of an informative conversation, and that was Anthony Weiner doing Rodney Dangerfield impressions.
You're right. I apologize.
You're a Rodney fan, right?
Rodney Dangerfield? Yes.
Yeah. Want to give us a couple of Rodneys?
Oh, did you? Would you read this? I used to do Rodneys when I was in college, but no, I'm not going to do Rodneys.
In the documentary, the Rodney.
Did I really?
Yeah, well, everything was turning to shit. You were in the car. It was a great moment. Sorry to bring up the documentary.
No, it's. I didn't realize that.
Do your favorite
I'd
joke.
rather not.
Why not?
I'd rather not.
Can you pause for a moment?
Come on.
I just love the idea of, like, first of all, just telling someone, do your favorite joke is the most condescending thing you could do to somebody. What I really love about it is the fact that when you look at Anthony Weiner's face, he doesn't want to do it because he doesn't want to be a dancing monkey. He doesn't want to fall for this condescending question. Except he really wants to do it. Like
But he doesn't want to do it because he's being asked to do it.
Right. I don't want to do it for you, but I really want to do Rodney right now. I love doing Rodney. Okay, go ahead.
It's great. It was Rodney influencing you at all? Who is your guy? Who is your guy that you're like, that's the guy I want to emulate? Is it Stewart?
No, okay. My guy, not Stewart. No, I'd say Woody, for sure.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Woody. I Larry.
Yeah.
You know, the fucking...
I get it.
What?
I don't know.
Give us one joke. Give us one Rodney. We just let it on a light level because it's got so heavy.
It's the way you're structured this. You could have done the yucks at the end.
Threw his clipboard down.
Just give us one joke.
And he's like slouching in his chair.
I'll give you my dad's favorite joke.
Go ahead.
Okay.
A Rodney joke?
No. So there's a Jew. He gets shipwrecked.
My neighborhood's dangerous, boy.
Shut
really,
up. You're
a
stepping
lot of
on my
crime
foot.
in my neighborhood, boy.
A Jew gets...
The other day, I asked the police officer, where's the nearest subway station? He said, I don't know. No one's ever made it.
He doesn't know. Talk about your wife.
Talk about your wife,
I
he
never
said.
talked to my wife. The other day, I was at a bar. The bartender says, what do you want? I said, I don't know. Surprise me. He shows me a naked picture of my wife. Oh, I got no respect.
One more. Try to get him to do one more. Actually, keep going because he finishes Adam's joke.
I'm all done. I'm all done. Go ahead. Go. I interrupted your thing.
No,
now you got to compete with Rodney, but go ahead. Knock yourself out.
My dad's favorite joke.
Yeah.
So the Jew washes up on a desert island, right? 10 years later, they find him. He's been alone. He's built an entire city. There's a town hall. There's a postal
The
office.
synagogue, that's the one I would never go into. Yeah.
Sorry,
He loves one-liners. He loves street jokes. Anthony Weiner loves two things: street jokes and sending his dick to people. He just loves those things. He can't help himself. Oh, it was great. Congratulations to Adam Friedland on becoming the Joe Rogan of the left, officially. And I can't wait to see the movement that he continues to make.
Absolutely.
I would say on this show, we are supportive of Adam Friedland's move into being the Joe Rogan of the left.
1,000%.
Nice. I think this is good for us. I think it's good for America.
That's right.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Make sure you are here with us then. Have a good one.
This has been Sam Roberts Show. If you missed anything or want to hear it all over again, check out Sam Roberts Show on the SXM app.
Greetings and citations, fine shit.
Looks like that. Just trying to keep the chest up and
Look at my
perky.
posture.
I'm going to tell you the truth. Troy told us, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago?
At least.
That he was wearing a back brace. And he was almost he bought the back brace on Amazon. It wasn't like I had thought a doctor told him you need to start wearing this back brace.
I should have lied.
Yeah, you should have. But you can't. You don't have it in you.
I don't. I can't.
You're an honest
Because I don't want to get caught in a lie.
Because, I mean, I can't imagine the work it would take to get me to wear a back brace day to day. Like a doctor
You
would
won't
have,
even take medicine,
No.
let alone wear a back brace.
A